Welcome back. I am here with Sun Tzu from the Join Dota community, head of news, and I've got a few questions for you. First of all, what do you think about that last match?
Well, going into it, I think most of us were expecting Alliance to win, but actually, as I talked to Black before the first game, I had a certain idea of like what their weaknesses might be, and the fact that they were very aware of what I expected the Alliance to try to do against them, that sort of got me thinking that it might be not as open and shut case as a lot of people probably expect.
So you think that maybe the Mouse did their homework on this, and maybe no Tidehunter didn't, or the Alliance, I should say?
Well, I know the Alliance. They usually do their homework, and but I think Mouse just had a bit of a better idea of what they were going to throw at them, and they switched up their playstyle a bit, and they found a way to work around that. So yeah.
Okay, and so the match we've got now, Navi against Fnatic. How do you see that going?
It's too close to call. We haven't seen that much of Navi for a while now, but they did have the boot camp. It went fairly well for them. That's at least my impression so far. They played a couple of games fairly recently. They have a bit of a new twist on their style, and it's more incorporating how Fnatic plays and like his innate play style and working off of his strengths. And in that sense, I think Navi is a lot better than they were a couple of weeks back. I also think that Fnatic are, well, the partial absence of Fly has been hurting them a bit, but I think they are also very, very capable. They're very hard to predict in what they're going to do, and I think it's going to be a very close match, and pretty much whoever gets the momentum going is probably going to take the series.
Okay, so you're saying that you can't call it. There's no way you could call this game.
Well, I'm
standing in front of Fnatic as you are.
I'm gonna have to. I love these guys, so I'm gonna have to give it to them.
Okay, so Fnatic have got it. Well done. Okay, I think we're ready now to throw back to Kawa and Toby. So I was sorry to dip out of shot. I will do that now, and yeah, over to those guys. No.
No.
No. Well, let's ask another question. What about the first game of the day? How did you think that one went?
Wait a second. That was Rat.
That was Rat in the Dark against AL, right?
Yeah, against AL. The thing that, I mean, people have been like fairly hard on AL. They've been taking their time to find their footing, but and people expect that Danes to have really good pings online, but the truth is that Miguel actually has fairly bad pings online. From what I've heard, like 300 MS at times. So their performances haven't really been there online, but now with Miguel on like no ping, you just see the difference, and he's such an impactful player, and I think that with their confidence up, I think if they get past rox.kis, they can put up a good fight. So,
I mean, the rox.kis game I thought was one of the best of the day, right?
Yeah, rox.kis is they have a lot of they have a fortunate timing in terms of had they peaked and then it'd been like 2 weeks of them ruling the online scene and then coming here, it might have given the other teams would have focused more on how they play and figuring out how to counter them. As it is, I haven't really heard anyone say that they've really figured out rox.kis yet, and I'm a bit at a loss myself in terms of specifically what you should do against them, because they have a uncharacteristically patient like approach to the game for such an aggressive team. So they also, the way I feel about them is that they work a lot off of disrupting whatever you are trying to do, and that's sort of the core of their play style, more so than focusing just on building their own game. They're focused on keeping your game out of tune. So that's really annoying to play up against, and that's I think that's going to be. They're also. I mean, if they get to the finals, it's also going to be a very, very tough team. And I think in a month, a lot of people will consider them at least on the verge of being like on the level of the VPs and of those.
Would you say that, in your opinion, we have the two strongest teams in the tournament still to play, to watch them now, do you think?
Well, going into this, I was definitely, I believed that the Alliance was the strongest team, but seeing them go out, who can say? Who can say? It's really such a close field here. People talk a lot about the brackets being so unbalanced, but in the top 4 teams, whichever of these advance, I think we're going to have 4 good teams there, and yeah, it's a bit favoring still whomever advances from this side of the bracket, but it's still going to be really good games going forward.
Okay, great. Yeah, I certainly hope so. So I think we're ready now to throw over to the casters for the next game, and we'll do that right now. Over to Toby and Kawa.
RaidCall, totally free. Amazing overlay function. Take positions. Sniper in position. Crystal clear auto quality. Go, go, go!
I need backup!
No lag while using minimum resources. Better communication means winning. RaidCall, communication for winners. Let's RaidCall!
And I'm standing here with Zero Gravity, the team manager of Navi. Have to look up a little bit because he may or may not be 1 or 2 centimeters taller than me. It's only it's a slight difference. It's okay, don't worry. So, how's the air up there?
I think it's great.
Good. I will never ever have a taste of that. But apart from that, I would also like to know, how do you think your team is going to make it against Fnatic?
First of all, I think the Fnatic is like the really good team right now. They came up with like really high skill in terms of the team play, and they rise from the like low rank Dota 2 teams to one of the greatest teams in the world. And I think it will be like the good challenge for us. I don't think that we're prepared for 100% for now. We have been boot camping only for 5 days, and as far as I know, the power of the Russian mentality, Dota, Counter-Strike, whatever, it's about the LAN games, not the online. And 5 days is for sure, it's not quite enough for such tournaments, is my opinion.
All right, so how do you guys see that? Are they confident or are they a little bit iffy and scared?
Okay, like, I don't think that Navi is scaring, like, being scared.
Navi is never scared. I didn't even say that.
It doesn't make any sense, actually. But I think they feel pretty comfortable, but once again, as I said, that Fnatic is a really strong team for now. And it might go our way or there, it depends on the actual game.
So as your team obviously is like Navi, I mean, come on, Navi is always one of the favorites going into a tournament. Is that putting on more pressure on you guys to actually deliver, to actually win? Or is that making you more confident to know that the people are behind you?
I think first of all, it's like the 6 players, that's for sure. When you're feeling such support, they're like from our fans, from the people who are actually cheering for us is great. But meanwhile, the pressure upon the new players is huge, and they want to they want to play on their 100%, their A game, you know. So it might be like few players might be a little bit nervous. But meanwhile, I think like the more games we'll play together, the more it will be more and more comfortable.
All right, well, I can't wait to see all those games being played. So I'll let you get back to your team and enjoy your time and cross your fingers for them. And the same you guys at home should do too. Once more, make sure to place those bets and also, of course, to participate on Facebook for the raffles as well as on RaidCall. And for now, we're going to go to a quick video and then hopefully be back with the first game.
Ready to challenge us? RaidCall, totally free. Amazing overlay function. Take positions. Sniper in position. Crystal clear auto quality. Go, go, go!
I need backup.
No lag while using minimum resources. Better communication means winning. RaidCall, communication for winners. Let's RaidCall!
Welcome back, everybody, here to the RaidCall. It is the ESL's EMS 1. It is spring, and it's also the finals. We're here, myself, Toby1 Kenobi, soldiering through our day into our last best-of-3 matchup. Na'Vi going up against Fnatic, and of course, the man who's been with me the entire day through, powering himself through his first LAN event, and he realized just how much of a slog it can be. It's my co-caster, Kawa.
What's up, man? I'm ready for this next series.
I'm ready for it too, man. I'm ready for it too. The players, however, are not ready for it.
At all.
Yeah, there's Na'Vi still warming up, and I think Fnatic also doing the same kind of thing. The team's at the password, the server is hosted up, and it gives us time to talk completely unbiasedly about the teams which could be playing in this game. Yeah, Fnatic, yeah. Very, very unbiased, though.
Yeah, who do you think is gonna win this one? Who do you think could possibly take this best of 3? Na'Vi.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely Na'Vi. Definitely Na'Vi. Yes, we are here. It's a bit of a like a hard decision though. When you say, okay, is it gonna be Fnatic or is it gonna be Na'Vi? Because you look at Fnatic and you say Fnatic, as far as their performance of late, like they came second in the Star Ladder Finals to the Alliance. Of course, the Alliance who just got knocked out, so we may not use that one as the best example. But as far as that goes, like they had good LAN experience from that one. They realized a couple of problems they had. Of course, during that, there was a couple of blow-in RPs, which I kind of felt like we're getting a little bit of a rework of today during our last game. But they've been playing strong. They're drafting strong. They're playing a lot better now. They're back as 5, as we're basically like the Carver Grass kind of been like, it's been postponed a little. I don't know. It's just like there's been more time to play as 5. And it's working out a lot better for the team. And then you look at Na'Vi, who are unseen of late, is the best way to describe them. Like they won the Joined at a Masters, which happened a couple of days ago. And they've been performing well here and there. But for most of it, like they've played very, very few games. Like if you even check out like Na'Vi's history right now, they played 2 games on the 16th. 1 best of 1 up against rox.kis, 1 up against KP. Then they played on the 15th, the 13th. And the last game they played before that was the 28th of March.
Yeah, that's a massive gap of time then. So, yeah, coming into this, it's, pretty, not a wake-up call, but definitely going to be interesting to see them going against one of the top teams around, Fnatic. This is the final match of today, and really it's going to be hard to judge this one in particular because kind of the styles are relatively similar, but what Fnatic kind of usually I see go for, that I've got written down, honestly, they do enjoy those global hero compositions. It's really awesome to see all that go down. Also, Na'Vi, lately they've been doing, when I've been seeing them, they kind of go 50-50 depending on how the early game is going to be going. They've been rolling with really like 3 core DPS heroes right off the bat, and that means that early on the lane phase is going to be kind of difficult, but once they're able to like build up that momentum, they get the core items on, the carries, the ones that are dealing the damage, they're going to be able to roll through the mid game so easily. So that's what I'm expecting right now from Na'Vi mostly. Expect 3 farmers, almost.
I just expect 3 heroes in an aggressive tri lane almost every single game.
That's
what like you're talking about your 3 farmers, but the way they keep on winning games is they keep making space. They made a lot of space in their previous games, and the problem though is it's high risk Dota. Like if it pays off, game is yours in 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't pay off, either you come back at 50 minutes, 60 minutes in the game, and you have like some kind of like fallback kind of strategy, kind of like, yeah, we can win this. Or you end up just basically throwing in the whole thing, and yeah, the game is actually GG'd out.
Yeah.
There's your only real options with the way they've been playing of late. So watching this draft right now, I'm interested to see just the approach they take. Like obviously Na'Vi got something like some big stuff to prove. They've got a big reputation behind them. This new team has struggled before, obviously, not even being able to qualify to get into the Star Ladder finals because of some key games that were lost.
Yeah.
That also because that was happening during the transition across the new team. But there's also so many other issues that have been going on, not performing that well in different online tournaments as well. So, yeah, they got a lot to work on, and we're going to see right now is this is basically their first big land, because they really struggled as well during Tech Labs.
That's right.
Tech Labs was the first time they appeared at a LAN event with this new roster. And since then, this is the second LAN event. This is the second LAN event since Tech Labs. And yeah, I'm interested to see how they're going to perform in this one, because Tech Labs was definitely a disappointment.
It was.
For both the players and the fans. And yeah, we'll see if they can make up for it now. But of course, they're going up against Fnatic. And Fnatic, well, I don't think Fnatic have ever disappointed fans. No matter what happens, even if they lose, they still like provide a lot of clips that just make people go happy.
Yeah, Star Ladder being a key example there. So just going to be checking out here as they practice right before this match. Right now, still nobody is going to be in the lobby, so it's going to be waiting.
It's the warm-up period. It's the warm-up period.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like starting trends on Twitters at this point, but that gets dangerous when you say everyone just hashtag #RatDota and get it to be a trend on Twitter.
And actually, the final I actually want to check out on the betting. Who is going to be the?
That's a very good question, man.
The person in the lead right here, percentage-wise. Obviously, Mao's completely disrupting in that previous game. Not at all what the public was thinking percentage-wise, and now we're going to be checking here on our website. It's looking like it's going to be for this final game 69-31.
It's changed up a little bit, just over the last 3 hours or so while we've been casting the other game.
Yeah.
So 69% for Na'Vi. It was a little bit lower than that. Like Fnatic was up at I think 34% at one point. So yeah, looks like people are starting to either find out about this, the fact it's there. So if you want to actually put in your bet, you can do so. Actually, looks like it's closed for this game, but you can put your bets in for tomorrow. rox.kis going up against Absolute Legends, the first semi-final for tomorrow. And at the conclusion of this matchup, we'll be able to put the Mouse Sports versus either Na'Vi or Fnatic one also available to bet on. But this one will be locked in at 69% to 31%. Yeah. Coming in from the RaidCall-EMS1.com website, where you can find all the grids and information about the whole tournament and such. Nice look, Notel. Nice look.
He's ready for this next series right now. It's going to be good.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward mainly to see who gets to play their style of Dota. Like, you're talking about split push style from Fnatic, which is basically what Na'Vi has always struggled to deal with. They always want to play team fight. They want to play aggressive, ganking kind of style, and then just stick it to the man. And the only way they seem to be able to stop this is to shut down that hard carry that allows the split push or that kind of Dota.
Yeah.
So like what they ran before, like they put Fnatic back into his old, like we kind of like felt like Team Empire was playing last time I cast Na'Vi. We had Fnatic on the safe lane running that role as the Clinks. This was playing on the Dire side.
Yeah.
You get like whatever hero in the middle lane. I think it was a Mag actually going in the middle lane, and then they ran an aggressive tri lane up against the PL. And the main job was to ensure the PL got no farm. That was the job. That was the job, and it worked perfectly. There was just no momentum that would come out, and like you see a game like that, and you say, well, that's fantastic. It lets Fnatic really do what he was really famous for doing as well. Then he still gets to do his normal thing, and they control the offlane. Then it puts Force in the action, which makes him a happy chappy. But how that goes up against Fnatic and how much space they let him have, it's a big question. Like, I'm not even quite sure if Fnatic want to go for their normal split push kind of style. Because if you're going to do that, then you look like, because then you're going to look at the different banning stage. Because you look at the Wisp being taken out, Look at Nature's Prophet being taken out. What even happens with the Tinker? Because that's another hero of Fnatic's too, which will appear.
Yeah, he has been seen a lot more in the competitive scene lately. I think mostly of the Asian scene, honestly, with just the insta ban. But yeah, also it's starting to make its way here into the Western scene. So having to deal with that, split pushing wise, very, very nasty hero. Obviously going to have to keep our eyes on that one. So yeah, man, I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to start this next series, seriously.
I'm looking forward to it too. So hopefully admins will get the players inside the game right now, and we can get this party started. I know we are waiting for it right now. So I'm looking for Larry to get him to crack his whip again. He's got his whip somewhere around here.
Trixie, serious mug on this man right here.
Don't feed, 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 don't feed. It's at this point I'm really happy he's got his noise cancelling headset on, and he won't kick my ass later.
Yeah, exact same joke actually happening in the elevator. I think that was, yeah, it was with you. I think it was with you in the elevator here, meeting up with him. Yeah, just feed, feed, feed.
We would never say that. We like Trixie's long lane play. Trixie's long lane play, it's like, we were comparing it to that of like Sexy Bamboo.
Sexy Bamboo.
Because Sexy Bamboo was a very, let me go and kill them, I don't care if I die as long as I kill them, kind of player. And sometimes that worked, and sometimes that most definitely didn't. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing if Trixie's feeling its rhythm today, if he finds his opening. Because it's not going to be easy. Like, obviously, you're getting two fantastic off-lane players who will probably end up against each other if I'm feeling this correctly. So Trixie versus Fnatic every single time is probably going to happen. And then, of course, you get your mid combinations up. That could also chop and change. Because the way Fnatic plays, like, they don't always... like, their mid solos change up depending who. Like, it used to be Hani, and then at start letter it changed because... things went wrong.
Yeah, I know. I mean, sometimes and then you'll see No Tail, of course. They just, yeah, they swap it around quite a bit. Very, very flexible, I would like to say, probably with regards to Fnatic. So, yeah, really with that Fnatic here, most likely. Actually speaking, yeah, about the heroes, probably in the off lane for him. If he's given that Furon, it's going to be extremely nasty. And in every single game here, we've been pretty much seeing that Lone Droid either picked or banned. So just got to be careful about that one. And actually, we finally see a couple of players finally getting into the game right now. It's going to be No Tail.
Yeah, he's the first one to come in for Fnatic. It looks like Na'Vi is still trying to sort up. There's a monitor issue over there. So
okay.
Basically, I just saw a monitor get picked up, thrown away, and then a new one basically being replaced in it.
It was chucked, actually. Yeah, it went a couple feet.
Actually, I didn't see it being thrown.
No.
You treat BenQ monitors with respect.
Not in a literal sense, but yes, it has been removed. So getting everyone there set on Na'Vi's side. Puppy's in here. Ready to go.
Also going to make sure everyone's got their real names and...
Huge advantage. I wonder who that is. I wonder who Huge Advantage is, who has just entered inside the lobby right now, yeah.
Not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure he just got... okay, so it was Era.
Yep.
It was Era.
For some reason I thought it was Havas, but no.
Havas is checking... Yeah, he was the one who was having some issues. All the way down there on the end of the Na'Vi lineup, having some issues with his keyboard and just double-checking and making sure everything nice and smooth for him. And of course, now Fnatic are actually inside the game. Probably joined for like a split moment and then disconnected back out again.
Just a little bit of hope, but no.
It's hope.
It kind of
all five
disperses.
in a game, and we've got it all in front of us. Looks like there's also some other issues with the monitor. They're still trying to sort it out and get it back in again. And get it running up nice and smoothly. Is that actually, I think it's not Puppy's monitor. Puppy's pulled his monitor in close. So it's Dendy's monitor. It's Dendy's monitor, which is having some issues. So you'll have to work it out. Because the Fnatic guys, I always get worried about these guys. They never look worried at all. Like, no, not again. Not again.
Oh, no.
Not again. Not again.
No.
This time it comes from 3 angles. I mean 2. You can't see the third.
Oh, boy.
Never see that kind of stuff over there with Na'Vi.
Never, never.
Well, at least not on the live stream. See you later. See you later. tomorrow. Because when do we actually start tomorrow for our first semi-final tomorrow?
This one actually starts a little bit later, about an hour. I think we start at noon.
Okay, so we start exactly on midday?
Yeah. So that is going to be a little bit nicer. Going to be able to sleep in a little bit more. Catch a couple more winks.
I like your sense of humor,
I
man.
want to say that that's what's going to be happening, because really, right after this, it's just going to be head pillow.
Well, that's for you. That's for you.
Like I said, man, first LAN. I mean, not used to any of that.
You gotta develop that stamina. Awesome.
nice.
So fantastic. We just get our little voice in our ear, letting us know. So we're just waiting for just the issues. Or I think the last guy, I think he said.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, he said last man. Last
right.
guy on Na'Vi going to be just trying to fix a little bit of issue there, and we'll be able to just jump on in and start this best of 3.
Yep. Because we were at 5 minutes before we probably reached that point. So for all those people out there who have been tuning in today, it's been great having you tune in. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a long day of Dota.
It has.
Yeah, we're basically looking at, well, what's actually more than 12 hours now, more than likely. Yes, we're up to 11 hours. We're up to 11 hours straight of Dota 2. Well, not fully straight. We had obviously our 2 best of 2s early today. So there's like a 40-minute gap or 45-minute gap.
But yeah. Also, and we actually have on the Radiant team here, everyone's bought unfair, unfortunately, so that is not Na'Vi quite yet going to be able to load in, so still struggling for time.
It'll be fine, man. It'll be fine. It gives everyone out there on the live stream time to get out there on Twitter as well as Facebook. Let people know this live stream's up and running.
Yeah.
And, of course, you can follow us too. Like, I know Kawa as well as myself are tweeting it out, so it's Kawa Dota, as well as Toby1 Dota. You can follow us on Twitter if you enjoy that kind of social networking.
Indeed.
If you don't enjoy that kind of social networking, start it. You'll probably enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be fine.
Informed, checking out the matches.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, but it can be an addiction.
It can, yeah.
Start following like 5,000 people. It's like, oh, so much information. So much selected information as well. It's fantastic. And for some reason, we've now just gone completely...
They're looking for several angles at this point now, so we've got camera on camera. There you go. And still, we are waiting. Waiting for Na'Vi.
Kind of felt like a little bit of a Bruno there.
Yeah.
As the shirt starts coming off, it's like, what?
Welcome to the EMS1. I'm losing more clothing now.
Well, it's the last game of the day, man. Things get hot. You gotta be able to like. It's the reason why, like, we're like, we'll wear our suit jackets tomorrow.
That's gonna be fun.
I'll wear it for a grand total of like 2 minutes, and then I'll feel the heat from this computer below me, like coming up and like splashing me in the face during the game. It's like, nope. Sweating way too much.
Not gonna be able to handle that.
All right, so are we getting our last players in for Na'Vi? It is still entirely just nothing but unfair bots, so we'll get rid of these guys. Yes, I have the power, and then just kicked myself. So we'll be starting up shortly. Where are they? this is that ball we're getting. So people on the chat, now you're visible. Quickly hashtag the team you think's gonna win. Hashtag the team you think's gonna win. Put those shout-outs, people.
Of course.
You knew it was coming.
Gonna go on the chat.
You knew it was coming. There was no way that was not going to come.
Oh, God.
Also, apology for phrasing.
Looking for every artistic angle that we can possibly get here.
It's good. It's good to have you guys also here on the live stream. Of course, there is some issues with having Dota TV set up today. So obviously the big apologies come out from ESL for that one.
Indeed. Yeah, that one, unfortunately, was a bit of an oversight. We will most likely be having it for tomorrow. Obviously going to be very nice to have it for the semis and the finals, of course. So expect that in the client tomorrow for those of you who have been patient. Thank you very much for that.
Very, very much thank you.
Seriously.
I know people get angry, man. People get angry. I experienced this before during the Asia. It was good fun.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
That was great times.
That
was fantastic. But there's no lag on the live stream, and it's perfectly done by ESL's production team. So you have a nice alternative. You have a very, very nice alternative. So there's no reason to fear or cry. And if there is, find a local woman who knows Dota 2 and then cry on her shoulder. Or maybe don't do that because then she won't talk to you again.
Yeah, she wouldn't really know what would be going on, and she'd be kind of going away there.
It's like, Annie, mate.
What is this? Oh. Yeah.
What's going on here? What's going on here? All right. So, I think Navi's now finally fixed up their problems. Still missing a lot of their players from inside the game, so I assume they're probably still warming up. The Fnatic guys still look chilled. Apart from Notel, he can't stop yawning.
Composed.
Which
looks
is
like, yeah.
No reason to worry, man. They're only facing up against Navi in a best of 3 in a single elimination bracket. No reason to worry at all. Hopefully we'll get ourselves started. It looks like Honey's also changed his name up, which is nice. Also going to give props as well to all the other live streamers which are out there. 'Cause there's been a lot of live streams coming out for this event. For all those guys out there who are casting off Dota TV, I know there's a lot of them out there. So the Virtus Pro TV guys who are casting, Starlighter, who are casting from In the Corridor. So shout out to Volat, who's here. Also got a Vietnamese live stream too. Dota 2 VN are casting out. ESL Poland actually has a little studio around the corner too.
And it's a nice studio, very nice couch.
It is a very nice couch. I wish we had that couch over here.
That'd be really nice to just
We'll
kind of
steal it
lie on
tomorrow.
that, cast on the couch.
We'll steal it for tomorrow. That's the plan. Yeah. And Frog TV, like there's French live streams going out. There's another Russian live stream coming out from a guy called Pinky. And then another Vietnamese stream. So actually got 2. So there's Rapture Vietnam and there's Dota 2 VN. There's a lot of Vietnamese streamers. They love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love their Dota, man. Absolutely love their Dota. About 63,000 people currently tuning in. And the game hasn't even started yet. So yeah, get on those Facebooks and Twitters. Let people know. I also actually want to see people like just tweet me at Toby1Dota. Hashtag either Fnatic or Na'Vi. Let me know who you think is going to win, because I'd like to see this come through. I'll look forward to that one, and see how much spam there is. Be good fun. It'll be good fun. Speaking of fun, put that grin out there. Put that grin out there. But all of Na'Vi have returned. Havor's just walked back in through the door as well, which means connection into the game. Larry, look over to him again. Where is his whip? Where is his? We need to get him a whip.
We need to get
like
him a whip.
Indiana Jones like to come in kind of style whip.
Super bizarre, but yeah, I think that would actually work out in this case.
That'll be a good thing to do, man.
All of Fnatic in here now. That's good.
Yep.
We're getting more and more so far.
Fnatic always eager and ready to play.
Just watching the chat right now, that is absolutely nuts. And yeah, there they go right now for your Twitter. Everybody just spamming Na'Vi.
Well, the first one that came out was Fnatic, man. First one to spam me was Fnatic from Zebs. Sebastian. He's the first one to say Fnatic, and then Na'Vi, Fnatic, Na'Vi, Na'Vi, Fnatic. Actually, a pretty mixed thing. It's one thing you notice with these two teams, like Fnatic, they're really, really popular inside the community. Like they're like a fan favorite kind of thing. Na'Vi have legacy behind them as well, so they love it. They like winners of TI1, the only team to really contest the Southeast Asian Chinese teams at TI2.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Obviously they've changed their new roster too, so there's a little bit more like new blood behind them. But they've still got to like they got to make their fan base like them a little bit more, because they have struggled. Yeah. They've really struggled, and like the no care kind of attitude doesn't really help out too much. Wow, that's actually a lot of people started spamming that one.
Also, hashtag Meepo. That's actually been a popular one that we've seen a couple of. Another 31 at you.
If Meepo gets picked up, but it's one of those things, like, for those guys who don't know out there, like, Fnatic are one of these teams where they change their roles up a hell of a lot, and the Meepo is one of those ones where they do it, and Notel is the man who plays the Meepo.
Anything with micro, man.
Yeah.
Anything with micro.
Micro, yeah.
He's yelling number 1.
Pick him number 1 then.
For those of you who do not hear. Yes.
Probably never going to happen, though.
Yeah.
In order to get the Meepo pickup, the requirements.
There are a strict list of requirements to be able to pick that guy up. Those guys, I should say. So.
Yeah, you basically have to be up against a team with no AOE disable, and playing in the current meta game where there's always a mag.
Probably not going to be seeing a whole lot of that. Yeah. Not going to be going through.
Makes life very, very difficult. And I don't think Puppey will ever really make that. But then again, like, remember the draft. Remember the draft. You got to ban out. Like, what do you even try and ban out? How do you try and survive against this? Looks like now when you finally get Na'Vi signed to connect into the game, the Fnatic goes for a walk.
Yeah, I was kind of perplexed there because that's like, oh yeah, the I guess Fnatic now kind of like leaving the room. They're currently leaving. And that's, yeah, actually Puppey finally getting in here now. Setting up the logo, just waiting for the rest of the members of Na'Vi to just join on up. We're going to be able to finally bring it to you here.
It looks like it's now actually Kuro who's the man who has issues. Havor still training up. I see him training with Storm Spirit. Trying to ulti time it underneath the towers. That's right.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers for the next upcoming game.
It's always fun to watch the teams though when they're warming up, because sometimes you look at the heroes and it's a bit of an indication. Unless it's Virtus Pro. Virtus Pro is no indication, because both NS as well as Arsat both train with hard carries. Every time I've seen them in Atlanta, they always train with a hard carry. Like Arsat will go out with like a faceless void and try and get timing on him. And I was like, oh, okay. That's gonna hang up. What?
What camera angle was that? Was that StarCraft 2? Yeah, over there.
So someone slap that guy and tell him what a good game is.
BM. Bum, bum,
I kid. I watched StarCraft 2 as well. Not much of it, but some of it. Remember what Select always said, man? He's going to tell us. APM's important in Dota 2.
It is, and there's another shot. There's another shot right there. Oh, no, that's actually of the previous one. Just got to get up that micro, man. Got to be able to just get ready. Got to get set up, warm up.
Yeah, that's not a player. That's a guy over in the side.
Oh, is it just like a random guy?
It's in the training set. It's in the training area.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah, when you're waiting, in a lobby for about, I don't know, 20 minutes. I mean, why not play like a game? It is not Dota, unfortunately. It is StarCraft 2, but still.
Okay, games are still good, man. StarCraft 2 have paved the way for so much out there.
It has.
So it's fair enough. It gets a level of respect.
It has.
But Dota 2, the biggest game of all, it shall be.
Yeah.
It shall be. All right, so we're actually finally getting Na'Vi players into the game while Lavor stares down the camera, or possibly just Hani from the other side behind the screen. It's actually kind of funny because the players are capable of seeing each other behind the screen. So there's this little bit of a stare. That was the reason why there was smack talk going out between Admiral Bulldog and the rest of Mouse Force before.
There was.
Yeah, there was smack talk inside the lobby. It was like,
oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's like look over here, little ass cheek showing out or something like that. It was, yeah.
Just mooning them, yeah, in the middle of drafting. No big.
2 moons out tonight. Na'Vi, we're missing one. We're missing Kuro. Kuro was actually having some sound issues before. Yeah, you actually see the admins trying to help him out, trying to before, so he actually could hear. Always a bright side.
Yeah.
Of course, I am also very, very thankful to ESL for having noise-canceling headsets.
That helps out a lot.
It helps a crap ton.
Especially when we're yelling out like, oh, yes, these heroes.
Yes, he's going
this, he's actually going to be right behind you. The pincer move from that last game. Oh, my God.
That would have gone down nicely.
Yeah.
It was just like the subtle warning. Trixie, I've also sitting next to you as a bounty hunter. He's invis. He is going to kill you. Spam the messages out. Spam the messages out. All right. So I'm guessing we were wrong about the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we were really wrong about the 5 minutes.
We're even like, yeah, we got an angle of a clock there. You'll be able to see the time tick on by that man's wrist. And
I was too busy looking into ESL access band, man. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
What were you on?
I'm on the gigantic screen and looking at Puppey right here. Yeah. That is where my attention is currently drawn. And yeah, still, it is going to be just Kuro waiting here. Trixie in the lobby now talking about your business together, Tyrone.
He's waiting for like boxer version of Kuro.
Yeah.
To win this. I say win this. He wins audio settings and then gets himself inside the lobby. That's the final one. And then we'll be good to start off. Looks like, yeah, still admins and zero gravity. There's got to be something wrong with the audio settings because that's exactly what they're going to. So
okay.
there's a problem with
Teams. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I like the voice in my ear. There's a problem with the communication program.
Yes.
The puppy wouldn't dare scream across the room because he's obviously like insanely politically always correct.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like, let me just get this monster drink off my Razer keyboard at the same time. Shout out to Malk if he's tuning in right now. Imagine just slip that one in during the defense grand final. Good times. Good times. No, we'll be, yeah. So once that issue's sorted out, we'll be coming back.
Number 1.
Good to see you, man. It's good to see it.
Yeah.
Very, very good to see it. I'm guessing LCS has a night off.
Oh, yeah. That's probably, yeah, that has something to do with it.
Not going to bring that one up.
Yeah.
Boy, currently with 40,000 viewers. The rest of the League of Legends scene. No one watches any other live streams. Oh, I said those were on live stream. My bad. Everyone loves LOL. ESL runs LOL events. LOL's amazing. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
You're on camera now.
Don't freak out now. Oh. And now the chat is gone nuts. The chat gets destroyed. Yeah, blow a kiss, man. Blow a kiss. It's better than like when you watch the GSL, or like crosses over, like you see one of the girls like hiding behind whatever piece of paper she can find. And there still looks to be some issues. They're working around with the sound cables now, so it might actually be more than that. More than a software issue. Try and get the earpieces to work properly. In the meantime, everyone gets to chill. It looks like though we're like the producers definitely don't want to jump to an ad break.
No.
Throughout all of this, I was waiting for it in my ear. So we feel let's go to that wonderful like RaidCall advert, which is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're speaking about right now.
It's a really good advert, man. It's a really good advert. Support RaidCall. They support Dota too.
Indeed.
For all genders. Obviously, communications is a slightly important thing. I was actually waiting for the producers there to say, yeah, okay, we're now going to an ad break, and we'll come back in 2 minutes' time.
Yeah. Honestly, that would be amazing at this point right now, because still it doesn't really seem that has been fixed quite yet. Has something funny popped up here.
It's like,
oh, no.
It's like, did you have that muted? Did you have your Koro?
Oh, no.
Koro,
was it really something like that?
Well, you muted Koro. You know it was, man.
How I press button.
Muted on the headset itself. Those little SteelSeries headsets got a little flick thing. Grr, forgetting the flick.
Yeah, without that flick.
But of course, they do get to wear them around their necks for this competition, because obviously we have the noise-cancelling headsets here that everyone's using. A little in-ears that also go in, so it's double layer of not being able to hear anything.
Okay.
All right, so fantastic. So, we're gonna go to a after the wonderful session we just had together. I hope you enjoyed it. It was good for me. Hopefully it was good for you. And we'll be back here in a moment's time. We're going to go a very, very short ad break.
Late in the night when the darkness is deep, come to my home, let me offer you tea. Sadness may go like the sails on the sea. Lay down your load. Lay down, lay down. Late in the night when the darkness is deep, come to my home, let me offer you. Sadness
Welcome back, everybody, here to the RaidCall EMS 1 Spring Finals. We're here for our last game of day number 1. It is Na'Vi going up against Fnatic EU to see who will manage to advance themselves for to face up against Mouseport, who just recently defeated the Alliance. And, well, the game is about to get started up because it looks like finally the audio issue which was being had there by Kuro has been sorted finally, Kawa.
Yes, we're finally going to be seeing him jump back into this game right now. So eagerly awaiting for this game in particular now. What time is it right now, Toby? Actually,
the time, Mr. Wolf, is 22 CEST. So,
22.
Yeah. Possibility will be here until nice late in the evening. So shout out to everyone who's tuning in from Russia, as well as from Ukraine. Obviously, if you're over in Russia, it's actually midnight now over there for all the viewers who are tuning in. But of course, all those people over in America who are getting themselves home on the East Coast, welcome home. And hopefully you've got your TV dinner ready and you've got your computer set up, hooked it to the big screen.
There he is.
And you're ready to watch this match. It's going to be good. Kuro's in. Profiles are up. Teams are launched.
We're going.
We find a server. We find a server. And we're good to go, man.
Yeah.
We're good to go. I'm hearing Vlad having an absolute ball out there. And it's like, yeah, Russian. Давай. Yeah.
He'll keep going. And he'll keep yelling for 12 hours straight. Just straight
That's what the man does, man. That's what the man does. And you'll still be away for another 5 hours drinking with the Na'Vi boys. So let's... Game time. Draft. In we go. Finally up on the screen. So we start our best-of-3 matchup. It is a single elimination. There is no prize for second place right here. The loser of this matchup of the best-of-3 is out. There is no more.
It is true. And going into this right now, that is going to be Na'Vi going for the first pick. So going to be looking towards that right now. This is going to be an interesting game because we mentioned it, I believe it was, I don't know, a couple minutes ago, maybe like a half an hour ago. Just the particular styles that both of these teams will like to do and incorporate. Right now, Na'Vi, of course, kind of going for what most do, honestly, which is just kind of like that crazy aggressive split pushing come out from them. And then also we're going to be going up against Fnatic, which is more global oriented. And already, yeah, Na'Vi are pretty keen to that. A little bit. So they take out the Wisp.
I'm surprised that he's going to remove the Wisp because Puppy still has first pick. Puppy is first pick. So the pressure is not on him to ban that. The pressure is not only for the Batrider and the Wisp ban.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to worry about that. So instead, he uses one of his bans to ban a hero, which I'm almost certain that Fnatic would have banned themselves. Unless they were trying to bait something through. But Puppy could have taken out something like a Mag or a hero like this. But there were these options that he could have done. But he decides to start off with the Wisp. So he takes out a split push element. If he wants to ban out all the split push, he would have looked towards Nature's Prophet. Instead, though, Keeper of the Light is now the second pickup. And I'm starting to feel a bit of a push track coming off here from Puppy. I'm feeling like the old classic. Like, we haven't seen it all in this competition, which really surprises me. Like that Juggernaut with a Lashrak, with whatever else you can grab, and Healing Ward, and just push down the lanes, and take out the towers, and enter the base by 15 minutes, if not earlier. Like, we haven't seen that yet. It hasn't been there. Maybe Keeper of the Light has been banned out in case Fnatic are thinking about going for the easy PL as well.
Yeah, that is actually an option, too, to just keep into consideration. So with that out, yeah, counter-pushing is kind of made difficult now. So that's also going to be the Magnus ban for Fnatic.
And so he gets removed, and Puppy, Nyx is available, and would normally be the first pick of anybody out there. But, of course, you take the Nyx, and what else are you going to let through? That Chen is also still available in the pool. We didn't see it during the games early today. In fact, it was basically ignored for the earlier games.
There it
and
is,
Puppy won't ignore the Nyx. And we see what Fnatic wants. They're open up with the Nature's Prophet.
Darkseer.
Yep,
also available. That has been a nasty hero to go up against, obviously.
They'll want the Nature's Prophet first, though.
Most likely, yeah.
The only downside for Nature's Prophet is the fact that Nyx Assassin's already on the field. So actually moving around and hunting him, it may not be as simple. Like, it's nowhere near as simple because obviously Nyx, he can Vendetta and come in and catch him out of position, but once you get even like a Force Up or something else up, then you're in trouble. And the Lifesteal and the Bane both get selected up here by Fnatic. Of course, Bloater actually tweeted that before. He's going to have nightmares about Nyx as well as Bane, as well as a whole bunch of other heroes.
And Furion. No, that Nyx, Furion, and that last game. Also, we didn't talk about that at all, but really, Kochka in the last one from Mao's never gone to a LAN.
Really?
Yeah. He has never participated in a LAN with his lineup. And after that game looking unbelievably convincing, he was pretty much the MVP. He went 17 17 and 7. I believe that was the final kill-death ratio.
I think you can say he's been happy with his first LAN appearance.
He has been so far, so very, very successful in that regard. Still, Furion will remain inside the pool, which is definitely something that I would probably see Na'Vi trying to pick up here. And already, Bane with that lockdown, obviously going to make a couple of problems here for Na'Vi, just in case they try to go for those hard carries. And then obviously the flexibility of the Lysae are going to be extremely nice. In those tri-lanes, obviously going to be also very, very cool. So just going to be waiting here for Na'Vi to try and pick those final guys up.
Yeah, and Puppy's having a real hard time. Like, even eating into his extra time during that first ban, he wasn't sure if he wanted to take the Wisp at the very, very start. Looks to be almost like a little bit more of a conference happening over there than normal. And yeah, I'm really surprised by this, because I would have expected Puppy to be a little bit more like, this is what I want to do. Like, I know I want to pick up the Lone Druid right now. I know I want to go into something like this. This would be the way that would roll. But in this scenario, like, you're eating through 25 seconds of your extra time for this one. Like, you're going up against a Natus and a Bane. It doesn't really tell you that much about the laning, apart from the fact that it's possible it's an aggressive tri-lane, and it's also possible it's a defensive tri-lane. No one's run the Natus as a defensive tri-lane, however. For this entire competition, he's always been on an aggressive lane. BM solo with a little bit of extra support early on, and then switching out. So there's our Lone Druid.
And the Juggernaut. There we go.
Was waiting for it. Was waiting for it. So that gives Fnatic his Lone Druid. It gives a Vorst or Dendi the Juggernaut. He can be running the middle lane. He can be running the safe lane. And then Nyx for Puppy or Kuro. This now means that Fnatic, well, they know what they're going to ban out the next set. They're now going to look to ban out, and they're now going to look to ban out, brain coming to mind, Leshrac. Leshrac will be a straight-up ban, and possibly also look to remove the Chen, because Chen is still in the pool, maybe even go for an early Enchantress, but that means you're going to take out all of these jungle-style heroes.
Seriously, yeah, Fnatic really going to want to try and take that out. And Na'Vi, definitely known for running that Enchantress and just mowing down towers immediately. The Juggernaut healing ward, going to be able to also help out with that, maxing it out. So right now, Na'Vi kind of showing their hand with that, and Fnatic also going to be extremely patient with this final pickup. And honestly, yeah, that was all of the reserve time for Na'Vi, really. So it's looking like they're going to know what they're going to want to try and take out here for these upcoming pickups.
It's made Fnatic think, though. It's really made Fnatic think. Because you got the Nates and you got the Bane. You have no counter push with this. You might be able to eat through the Lone Druid's Bear if Nates gets farmed up and up, but by the time the push is going to come, they're not going to be ready for it. So Fnatic, they need some level of counter push, but Key River Light's already been banned out in that second slot by Puppy. So what else are they going to look at? Brewmaster will be the selection. Again, no counter push. We're looking at team fight. We're looking at a lot of team fight potential from Fly.
Yeah. And this is just a standard, like, I wouldn't call it a counter, but just a way of dealing with the Lone Druid a lot easier in those team fights that are inevitably going to be coming out fairly early on. Going to be able to just kind of juggle up that bear from the Lone Druid. So really, with that taken in consideration, that's going to be Na'Vi also going into the final portion of the banning phase. Furion actually going to be taken out.
Rubik also being removed out by Fly.
Just the team fight right now of Fnatic is actually looking unbelievably strong, because really early you're going to be...
It's only strong when the levels come up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, Nake's also, he's not even just like a level kind of guy. He's a farm kind of guy. He needs his farm to come up. Brewmaster needs level 6, and that's very dependent if he can get a kill. Getting through the Juggernaut's actually rather difficult. Getting through the Nyx, if he's up to level 6, then... you're having also a very difficult time, but then you've also got Spike Carapace, you've got his own stun, he's got the Mana Burn, which is going to cause issues for the Brewmaster. You can even run Nyx in the middle lane solo up against the Brewmaster. Obviously, we kind of talked about the combination before and said it's not really that great because...
it's not the... no.
Like, Mana Burn doesn't beat out Bottle. It's just the way it functions. But they counter push this. Like, Prophet's being removed, so there's going to be no Army of the Trees. There's going to be no double Iron Shells from the Darkseer. And what's the final counter push that the Puppy will remove? These Tier 1 towers will go down. And Fnatic put themselves in this position. They put themselves in this position where they are the ones who actually have to go aggressive tri-lane now. If they don't do it, the Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower is forfeit. It's that simple.
Immediately, yeah.
And then PL is the final ban out, just in cases. Because if Nace is running aggressive tri-lane, you can leave the PL on the safe lane. Brewmaster will take the solo mid. Or it could just be Bane, Brewmaster, and someone else go the bottom lane. But they need more damage from that. picking up something like an SD or something like that to try and bring the catcher down the bear, it's not going to be enough. They need a DPS hero.
Yeah, the Soul Catcher's great, but yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to need a little bit more to kind of give that push, give those team fights a little bit more of an oomph, but really, yeah, that's going to be the final band looking here at Fnatic.
Might also be an idea just to think about the Alchemist support. And the reason I say Alchemist support is because you can level up the Toxic Spray a little bit faster, and that's going to be hard for Na'Vi to actually dive under. The SD will be the final bat, and Lena didn't even waste time with it. She nukes down creep waves. You're going to get a lot of nukish power out from her, and couples very, very nicely with the Nyx and the Juggernaut. That could even in itself be an aggressive tri-lane and leave Fnatic on the south lane. He could be on the bottom lane and then just need a mid-solo. And Fnatic won't know where to really go. If they run defensive tri-lane, they might feel a little bit better, but Nyx and Lena looking to contest a pull, almost 100% guaranteed it's going to work for them. Especially if Juggernaut says, well, I'm going to just go in and spin while you've got them stunned and permanently locked. That's an easy first blood. Fnatic's normal combination, this also blocks it out. Like normally Fnatic will go with the Bane and the Lena together. They look for the nukers to go together. But that's not a possibility anymore. They basically have to go into a Lion if they want to try and do their normal thing. But they go Undying instead. Because Tombstone, not too bad at pushing back again.
Yeah.
And depending on the decay charges which he's able to pick off, like it's, yeah, maybe it would be enough to stop to like quell a push.
Yeah, surprisingly. No, that's going to be good. The Undying's nice to have, but looking at Fnatic's lineup, the lockdown just doesn't really seem to be there, man. I mean, really, when you're going to be on Navi's side, pushing down like crazy, Fnatic hopefully with the Undying in the lane, with the Tombstone, hopefully the amount of damage that they're going to be able to put onto Na'Vi is going to be great enough so that that Tombstone does work, because obviously the lower the HP, the zombies are going to be amplified with that damage, extra damage for them. And the final pickup, yeah, that is going to be Queen of Pain for Na'Vi.
So a normal Dendi hero.
Standard stuff here.
It's standard stuff, but it's stuff we haven't seen this entire tournament. Like the Nyx and Lena combination, that's fair enough, but the Lone Druid and the Juggernaut pickup, and going for what is a little more of a push-orientated strat. But this is what I was also talking about with Na'Vi. Like they go for a little bit more high-risk kind of things. So if it does work with the Juggernaut, Lena, and Nyx go up towards that top lane, if it does work, that's great. If it doesn't work, they fall back, they start their pulling, then it's up to Denny to try and get a little bit of momentum with the Queen of Pain from the middle lane, and then Lone Druid as well. Like he needs farm on the bottom lane, and then he's able to bring down tier 1 towers and get it back in again. Where Fnatic, you look at their lineup, and it's a very open book for what they want to try and do. Like you know they want farm on the lanes. They want Brewmaster to be very, very powerful and controlled during the team fights. Keep that bear of Lone Druids up in the air for as long as possible. And now they go with Tinker, so we get a big counter pusher as the final one.
Seriously, and just speaking to that too, Brewmaster really, going to be looking for those levels as well. Nyx and the Brewmaster are going to be key components to Fnatic here. Really going to be looking for also just the initiation possibility from him. The Blink Dagger for Brew, very, very key to this working out really nicely.
Ow! That was nice. That was really, really nice. Didn't need those eardrums anyway. Whoever had that was very, very thankful to us. Oh, God. Notel, let's run through the Fnatic lineup. So, going to go through our lanes to start with. So, Notel will be heading in towards the middle lane. So, it'll be Tinker for solo mid. Looks like an early bottle rush build for him.
Yes.
Puts Era down to the bottom lane. And this is what I was looking forward to seeing. And that's going to see, maybe it still will remain down here. It's got a lot of extra consumables as well as a clarity. If I see that, I instantly say, okay, we're looking at open wounds. We're looking to initiate and really stick it to the man down here. Trixie's on the Brewmaster, normal off-lane player, but he's also the same. He's got clarities up. He's got a couple of extra consumables. That's meant for an off-lane if he's taking damage, like range harassment damage. Then fly on the Nightmare. And already the Bear scouting out down here in the bottom lane. Spots Era and says, okay, they're running aggressive tri-lane, not a problem. They'll run defensive tri-lane, but Navi's got to protect that pull spot. They cannot let Fnatic get down here and get a ward off, but Fnatic are going to move as 5 to make sure they get these wards down.
They do indeed. Now Fnatic also, same with him. Yeah, the consumables up on that. Going to be obviously going into the suicide lane. Be watching for him as they slowly start to put the wards down here on the Fnatic side. Or I should rather say the Na'Vi side, blocking that creep camp there. So obviously going to be looking for that relatively soon. Game 1 finally beginning.
That it will, man. That it will. And now we'll see Na'Vi, and they'll probably just go for the normal warding position, so like throw one down here, one up here, and that way you're able to clean off the other sides. Because they had no vision of what was going on, and in fact, now they have to clean up the tree line to see that.
They do.
And that's not going to happen. Even if it does going to happen, like Light Strike Array, Puppey just wants to get rid of these illusions. They can also block up the camp. Avort's going to make his move in. The Pings are coming to check him from the side, but they've wasted too much time checking for this. So now they know that ward is not going to stop. There's no vision coming out from that one. Light Strike Array, there's a second one now popped up from Puppey, searching for it. And because that illusion was there, they might just think, oh, maybe there's no ward. And then 1 minute will spawn up, and then they'll realize, okay, there's no spawn, something's wrong.
Yep, so they were able to get away with that one right now. So already in the top lane, pulling going off right here for Fnatic, Juggernaut, Havast. Going to be doing the pause here, so we're just going to be waiting for that.
Yeah, not quite sure if something's a little bit wrong right now. Either that or they're trying to work out where the damn ward is.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice position for Fnatic. Like, I was thinking like when Fnatic were coming in here into the jungle, you can't just throw down a normal ward. If you throw down a normal ward, Na'Vi will find it. They don't. They throw a little bit off to the side in a place where you must clean off a tree line to see it. And they don't have heroes like Wisp that will cut through. In fact, the only tree clearance they've got is a Light Strike Array. And they want to use that in order to go out there and like kill off Era or kill off the Undying, which right now looks to be a dual lane until Fly is going to make its way down here. But every other lane looks to be the normal kind of matchup we're searching for. So Queen of Pain up against Notal in the middle lane. Puts Bears up on the top lane, so Fnatic going with the Orb of Venom as the first item for him. So he's just trying to harass the Brewmaster down and make it difficult for him to get in close. But with the poor man's shield up there, the Spirit Blade does very minimal damage. In fact, it's taking more damage than what it's really dishing out.
Yeah, that is true. He's just going to continue to right-click on down Trixie here. Just going to try and strike back, but still, yeah, that bear extremely low on health right now. They do the counter warding here inside of the Radiant jungle. That is Fnatic being able to pick off that ward placement up in that location there.
I think Puppey and Kuro have given up on this ward. Completely given all smoke. They see Hani moving in from the side. Kuro, if he can get the stun, but no. Now the first smoke also wasted here from Na'Vi. This is going to get really, really frustrating as well for Na'Vi. They just cannot find a good opening. Avort's, in fact, even being engaged on down to 511 life points because of that decay. It's only level 1, but Era's up at level 2 with open wounds and actually hasn't leveled up a second ability just yet. Nothing is there for him. He hasn't decided if he wants Rage or if he wants Feast.
Yeah, interestingly enough, so he's just going to kind of wait on that for the time being. Want to check here inside of the middle lane as we actually see a double. 2 levels up in Shadow Strike right now, which means I feel that Dendy's confident enough to try and take out No-Tail here. Usually
Chain still on the bottom lane. First stun, follow-up stun, and then you actually realize just how much life points he's got.
Yeah. But yeah, Dendy probably going to be going for that kill on No-Tail. Usually you will level up that Shadow Strike twice. You're feeling confident enough to be able to try and take a kill, so maybe he's going to try and give a crack at No-Tail there. Inside of bottom, yeah. There's not a whole lot being made happen here.
Oh. I like this from Dendy at least. Like you're talking about the 2 points up in Shadow Strike, or Fnatic being harassed back by Trixie. You know, Trixie's gonna be really careful. He's trying to be as aggressive as he possibly can before Fnatic hits level 5. And then he has to deal with that entangle possibility. That's what he's attempting to do at least. But this middle lane with Dendy, I think he realizes too, that going burst damage up against the Tinker, it's not gonna work for him. Like it's gonna work for him later in the game, but right now, the best thing he can do is try and keep Tinker off the lane. Just throw out that Shadow Strike. If No-Tail wants to bottle up, that's his decision to do. But what he wants to have happen is have that nice slow speed, have a low cooldown on it, nice strike damage as well. Of course, the normal tick over, it's going to keep happening anyway. But it keeps No-Tail very, very low. So if he wants to, he can just blink, scream, and No-Tail is fearful. He must move back. He must use that courier a lot more.
Top lane, Trixie also continuously taking damage right now, just leveling up the Drunken Brawler. Still the bear, very, very low health right now.
There's no resummon on that bear as well. That's where you see Fnatic actually doing a really cool job there. He's bringing the bear in range of the tower and then recalling it out. And he recalled it out just before it will take the damage, which means he's still going to be aggressive and doesn't have to risk like having a lot of damage being applied to his bear. We've got an invis room for No-Tail. At least stops him so he doesn't have to fall back all the time. Then he looked like he had no interest in picking it up. In fact, all he's doing is just damaging down No-Tail bit by bit, and then gets out of range of the Martial Machines. Here again getting stunned on the bottom lane, but there's just no follow-up here. Avort has the healing ward down. Feeling a little bit sickly here on the bottom lane. But you're looking at the farm between them, so it's 6 for 3 for Revorst. 6 for 3 for Revorst, up against a Natus who is 20 for 10. Revorst is getting completely out-farmed. Yeah, and it's not as though the other lanes, actually the other lanes do balance themselves out, because you got Dendi at 22 for 18 up against Notail, who's got 11 for 4. So there's technically a balance from that.
A little bit, yeah. Also, Trixie, now that he is level 6, got the Primal Split, going to be able to, during the first nighttime, most likely, try and find any form of harassment, which is going to be so helpful. I mean, you gotta get that Primal Split up to try and just take it to Na'Vi in this case. But how can you win? You've got to be looking for the farm right now. He's at about 24. Pretty level right now with Dendi. So really, we're going to probably see Trixie here start to rotate out once he gets, like I said, the core items during the draft, that kind of thing. Aghanim Scepter as well, going to be coming on its way relatively soon, but they got to wait for that time being 20 seconds now until the first nighttime, actually.
Trixie. You always wait for that entangle and just wait for him to be like permanently locked in one position. So he's forced to pop the ultimate in defense. Kind of what you wait for. And Revorst. He really wants this farm. He's using Healing Ward to just like give him that extra bit of bonus. Dendi, man, he's gonna be really careful in Notail. He's gotta know Dendi has ultimate. Actually, no, he doesn't have to. Dendi may not have ultimate to his knowledge. Dendi now just hits level 7. So it's possible he's just got 4 points up in Scream. And then he also manages to find a regeneration rune. You could not have gotten any luckier there with the Queen of Pain. Blinks, moves,
immediately levels up the Sonic Wave as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so right now Notail very cognizant of that fact. Gonna at least be able to bottle up right now. Come back up to full health.
But then he would just blink, scream, and ulti.
Yeah.
And Notail's life is gone. But then he also doesn't want to go in. Oh, man. Really overstaying his welcome inside that Marsh of the Machines. He took damage which really wasn't needed to be done. So he had to be a lot more careful with that one. And because of that, now he's going to be a little bit more defensive. Same time I'm seeing Bane rotate around, even though I'm keeping my eyes a little bit more on Fnatic as well as on Trixie on the top lane. Because I know Trixie wants to go for a gank, but he can't kill a Fnatic when he's in ultimate form. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Fly here inside of the middle lane also try to set something up. Currently level 3. And no, he's actually going to be kind of going back down here into the bottom lane, hopefully be able to make something happen here as they kind of just encroach on Puppey. Just trying to do a pull there with the Alpha Wolves. Not going to be able to do so.
I'll be at least able to get his boots out to him.
Yeah.
As the courier was bringing Dendi his bottle and he ended up using it, and taking the bottle back at least. Made a pit stop down in the bottom lane. I was a little bit worried though that Fnatic would just say, well, okay, well, I see an opening for this one. Let's just walk ourselves over and take that one. Because they had a ward watching the movement of the courier.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get there in time.
Also replacing those wards back inside the jungle just to prevent those stacks from happening around the magic bush.
It's gank time.
Yep.
And instantly spotted by Na'Vi. Another ward thrown them. This time around watching the bottom rune and also watching the rotation from heroes that TP themselves in. Which means Fnatic's got space and Fnatic won't get a kill. Revorst is the only one who's confident enough to stand here on the bottom lane because he's got a magic immunity through spin. And Fnatic have nothing that will actually go through that apart from Fiend's Grip. And that Bane is nowhere near level 6.
No, not quite yet. He's going to have to wait for that. And they've just been constantly in this tri-lane for the most part. Havas now actually being left alone, so we're going to be seeing a bit of a rotation come out here from Puppey as well as Kuroki.
Yeah, they're hoping to balance at the middle lane a little bit more. They realize that Notail's getting closer and closer to having BTs, and that's concerning for them. At the same time, Fnatic has also been very much left alone up here on the top lane. Trixie just moved out of bottom lane, he walked all the way, and man. First blood missed in the middle lane. Tinker did go down, so they finally initiate themselves in. And you know how I jinxed it before? Last game of the day.
To be fair though, something blew up behind us, so right now the sound has just been kind of ridiculous, so... Oh wait, there we go. Can hear it a little bit better now.
It just came back with the first
just
kill.
As I say that.
Go with that. Yeah. Excuses. First blood missed.
Yep.
But it is still a kill on the middle lane. It's still a kill on the middle lane, and that's now Tinker. And the timing for Tinker is now set back a long way. You see him now saying, well, do I go bot? I could have gone BTs and just gone with the bottle and pick up my soul ring later. But he bought the Ring of Regeneration.
Yeah.
So he's trying to build into having that extra hit. And now, whoa, it's a bit of extra dive. Denny, too much damage being taken. He's got to get himself back here. One last hit. Notail, 3 hits. Live Striker Ray catches all 3 heroes from Fnatic. Fly. Dendi had to blink just then. One Nightmare would have bought some time for a Brain Sap, and then he would have been gone. But 1-0 in favor of Na'Vi.
Yep, and up in the top lane still, we see these two just going back to back as well. We see also someone's coming out from Puppey to try and set up for a gank here up in the top lane. Fly just kind of posturing himself inside of the jungle here. And Feeble actually being leveled up right now as well. So just the right clicks that are going to be trying to come out from Na'Vi early on is just not really going to be happening. Going to be nice to also have that particularly on the Lone Druid bear. So with that, the bots, are not the bots, but rather the phase boots finally going to be picked up right now on the Spirit Bear. So he's going to be looking pretty nice with that. Fnatic right now currently in the lead with CS 52-10.
Yeah, he's looking really, really good right now.
Also mana boots up on Trixie. So they've been finding their farm.
Nice entangle on a range creep, Fnatic. Puppey wasn't waiting for that one. What Puppey was waiting for was for a proper hit. Proper entangle. He might be here just at the right time. Fly's going to smoke and come in through the rear. Courier's going to scout them out firsthand. And now Bear, who is he trying to initiate on? And, well, Juggernaut in the meantime actually going down the bottom lane. Era needs one more hit. The Decay is there as well. He's able to get that kill right there. Up towards the top lane. Fnatic being stunned up. Liar Striker Ray holding Fly out. And the Brewmaster almost gone off. The entangle. Fly's going to go down right now. The Bear focused on him. But they didn't send the Lone Druid's Bear up. So now the Bear comes back down to earth. And they'll look for the Brewmaster. Look for the entangle. Puppey's trying to catch up closer. One entangle means they get this kill. One entangle is what they need, and one entangle is not what they get. The Clapper's there, slows down the Bear. Extra TP support's coming towards the top lane. Now Era's going to look to hunt through it, but Kuro is there. Gets a stun on Era. That Bear, how slow can that Bear attack? They cannot find anything, and now it finds the entangle. Liar Striker Ray too far away. Kuro, another stun available right now. He's going to get it on. He's going to get it on Trixie. Puppey, chain stun. Leia goes his slave as well. Not enough damage to kill off Trixie. I'm dying into the Alban form, and now Hani. Maybe blew it for nothing. Who's in through the rear? Havorst. He's got no mana. He's got 3-1 charge, but no mana, and tries to dive in behind the tower to snipe off the Brewmaster. Trixie going to TP himself out. No tail plays around with Dendy in the middle lane. And we go 3-1, but Na'Vi have just moved everybody up to the top lane.
During that engagement also, Dendy did take out No Tail with that Sonic Wave, so he was able to be successful with that, so that's going to make it 3-1. And they're still putting on the pressure up here inside the top lane. This tier 1 tower is not looking like it's going to be able to survive for this because honestly, not enough mana right now on Hani. Not going to be able to put up that tombstone in time.
Yeah, this is push time. Healing ward's up. Havorst going to push it down. It's only 2 points up in the healing ward, but the Bear's already strong enough to push down towers. And Era's trying to stay on the front lines. The Tinker's coming up towards the top lane. He knows he has to be here to stop this, and the Enfeeble up on the Bear. They can't just melt down the towers. But Na'Vi don't want that. What Na'Vi are in search for is just an entangle from the Bear and then the follow-up damage from the rest of the support heroes.
Yeah, also now Dendy's going to be waiting for his Sonic Wave to also be put up here for those next team fights. Also going to be taking quite a bit of damage, disjoining the rockets coming out of Tinker.
And just a quick blink. Trying to get back out to safety, but 5 heroes for Na'Vi now up on the top lane and 5 heroes for Fnatic. It's 5-man Dota. And I think, yeah, Na'Vi have given it up. They don't want to push this one out any further. Fnatic goes back down the bottom lane. And he'll force a TP out from Fnatic to the bottom lane too. But then again, no one can come down here and just defend him apart from a Tinker.
No, no.
It's the only way to do it. And No-Tail needs his BTs up and running.
Yeah, so that is going to be Fnatic just farming away now, currently level 9. Going to be able to just try and target down that tier 1. And already, yeah, we're going to be seeing a response come out of Era. So we will be kind of right-click down here by the Bear. There's the entangle. Not going to be able to follow up with anything though, and he's just going to back it on up.
That's all he has to do. But at the same time, Fnatic still got 4 heroes up on the top lane. Danny's been given time not only to farm, find some levels, but also do some considerable damage to this tier 1 tower in the mid. He shouldn't get there in time to... Oh, yeah, No-Tail's going to get there in time to stop this from being fully taken. Quick march to the machines, and Denny just keeps it. No, and now it's below deny range. Secondary TP's coming in too, and the support coming in from the Bane. So they guarantee there'll be a denial on this mid tower in the mid lane. Even with an extra cover fire of marching machines to ensure it. And that's the first tier 1 tower to go down here in this matchup. Even the top tier 1 tower is able to stay alive. But only just. It's 29 HP above the deny range.
Yeah, it's close to be taken out as well. So probably going to be seeing, yeah, Na'Vi Dendy already going to be rotating up here. So probably going to be seeing this tier 1 go down relatively soon, as also Trixie's going to be playing himself behind the tree line. Also with the Primal Split available. Going to have to be watching that very, very closely.
Well, let's see if Na'Vi can find the opening or not. They push in again. It doesn't take them very, very long to bring down that tower. It's already on very low life. There's a whole bunch of fake Dendys to help do the job. And there goes tier 1 tower. Does it get denied? No. Fly attempted, but now maybe they overstay the welcome. Kuro, stun on No-Tail, Scream as well, wonderfully done. The Sonic Wave, however, missing everything. Then the big clap, double kill, follow-up stun. Denny with a double kill. Hani, however, with the Tombstone, with his ultimate, he holds Denny in position, takes his life back. Avors will TP himself back out. No, he won't!
Nicely done there by Fnatic dealing with that.
And Trixie only just got that interruption off at the last moment to stop that TP out. Puppey had to retreat. And that was a really good initiation from the Nyx, but that Queen of Pain ultimate, it hit nothing during that engagement. The Scream was the perfect positioning, but they need that bonus damage. Like Trixie's walking around with very, very little life. Hani was just standing on his ground saying, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this.
Fortunately, it was just a bit of a whiff there. Puppey, the sole defender up on the tier 1. That's going to be the rest of the Fnatic lineup. Hani, Trixie actually backing up here as Eric continues to farm. And that is actually going to be the armlet coming up onto him right now. Nice timing, 15 minutes in. Also, we're going to be seeing Fnatic, who was about to continue to pressure down in the bottom lane, going to just jungle up, so continuing to just hold on more.
There's a ward that was watching Hani's movements, and now Denny blinked himself in. He can blink away in 1 second's time. Kuro comes in. Now the stun on Era. Raid is still there. Live Striker Raid. They need more damage on Era, but they just don't have it. And Puppey, he got blocked. There were 2 creeps there, and then the Undying. The zombies were also blocking him on another path. He had to run away quickly. Denny blinks in, another sting now on Trixie. Tombstone is still here, however, and then the follow-up stun. Trixie won't tick from this one. Kuro, however, will lose all of his life now that No-Tail's here in the mix. He got stunned up quickly, set up blast even from the side, not making this too easy for him. But they do get the kill out, the Nyx Assassin.
MyStealer getting away with that kill in particular. In the bottom lane, though, Fly actually being rooted down right now. That's actually going to be him taking it.
Hani, don't stick around. Secondary entangle. One up, the other cancel TP. Had to be done. That was the Nyx coming in to try and fight. And a Vorst and Fnatic showing, even if you take hero kills, like we've still got the higher pushing power.
And that is going to be the tier 2 being taken out. Very, very nicely done.
Here is the front lines, already getting hit once, and then second hit entangle. If he needs to, he can basically rage himself up and just have a bit of a crack, which he's already doing right now on the bear. And a flown through has managed to get a resummon. Whoop, Queen of Pain. Killing off the Tinker who was coming in through the side. That was some serious commitment by Dendy.
Yeah, using the Sonic Wave on that one as well. Going to be able to once again pick him off. It's been a really, really troublesome game here for No-Tail. Just Dendy's been able to pick him off constantly in each of these, and even before the engagements. So really doing a great job in putting him behind further than where he should be at. He still doesn't have his BTs. And right now, this is going to be Na'Vi kind of putting their presence inside the middle lane. It's not looking like Fnatic are going to be able to, or Fnatic is going to be defending, I should say, inside the middle lane, and Na'Vi don't want to kind of contest that quite yet. Going to be perfectly content with just kind of moving back into the jungle, continuing to farm up, get those cores.
I love how Fnatic are also running the double courier strat again. It's not something which they do often, but this is the second time in the past week I've seen them do it. It wasn't directly from the start, though, I don't believe. I think it was a walking courier as well. But most definitely, there is 2 couriers up here for Fnatic. Running that bottle may be permanent for Trixie. Kuro. Invis room for him. Again, kind of useless, so that's why he just holds it and lets Dendy take it. While Bear's coming in towards middle lane with Armlet up and running. Searching for an opening, but not really finding one. That's Fnatic. The Bear can't even attack anyway because Fnatic's on the bottom lane. He's down here with Dendy. So may as well resummon that Bear. There's no extra talisman to take here though. But what they want to do is rotate mid. They want to rotate mid, take the tier 2 tower and open up the Rosh pit.
Yeah, they're probably also, Dendy, very, very close to picking up that BKB, honestly. Actually just a couple gold away from it, so that's probably going to be the next kind of item going up onto him. Really going to be forcing something here. Era out in the middle of nowhere, just taking a shout strike to the face.
I think the Bear's still hoping for an entangle.
He's open.
Even with the enfeeble, he's still able to do like considerable damage. Not to mention just having that entangle ability at all times. And that'll do his own damage. The Master Machine makes it very, very difficult to push in. Which means they do some damage to the tier 3 tower, but only like a third of its life taken off. Not a lot to play with, but it does now mean that if they want to go in for Roshan, that option is also still there.
Especially with all that ward placement inside of the middle lane, they're going to have complete vision of that, just in case Fnatic do want to, in fact, try to contest that. And yeah, it's looking like maybe they would try to go for that. They will spot it with the ward, though. The rotation happening into middle.
Yeah, Fnatic, they really don't want to fight in a Rosh pit, I don't think. Even with the Tinker and the narrow path of it all. Just the fact that Lone Druid's bears up to do as much damage as he does, and the fact that Lina now has a Laguna Blade up and running as well. There's a dangerous place for any kind of support hero to even come slightly close. And that kind of includes Tinker right now as well in that thing. Because right now all he does is support that mid lane, hold him off. The bear's just taking it all up. They're still... Oh, you're right. It's up in Trixie. He's got a Blink Dagger up too. So look for that opening. The bear almost finished his job. There's a blink up, and he finds Puppey. Puppey with a Light Strike Array. He doesn't hit anybody. In fact, the split was perfect, so he doesn't get stunned up. And Hero able to get the Rage up too. Tier 2 tower still lost to Puppey's life, but the Brewmaster Oldman also being expended for this one. So he'll throw out the stun if he can get that Storm Brewling close enough. He can't do it. Bear still sticking around. Brewmaster comes back into his normal self. He's a little bit further away. Era going to get stunned off. This bear looks for another entangle. It just wants to hold Era away from him because Fnatic will die if he doesn't, and now he's dead. Bear to go down. Big ulti by Dandy with the BKB. Follow up on the double stun. Extra little bit of a sting. Lone Druid might be dead, but these guys have limited themselves away. Kuro getting hit pretty hard there inside of Vendetta. I think he wants Era. He could just take Hani. Hani TP's out. Not going to happen. Kuro stuck around, got the bonus damage. Dendi goes up north. At the same time, Trixie, he's moving in through the mid, so that's where the pings are coming off. Laguna Blade being thrown out. So Dendi gets also the sting as well as Scream. Slave as well, extra stun. And now it's Na'Vi. Kuro getting himself a double kill as the Nyx.
Great follow-up there by Na'Vi. Putting the pressure again back into middle lane. They're just going to back it on off. The last tier 2 tower up in the top lane. Left for Fnatic, and now it's almost feeling like I would assume they would have almost gone there for the Roche, but no. They're actually going to kind of play it a little bit safe here.
It's still very, very dangerous. They don't have... Oh wait, Puppey, is he really thinking? Yeah, he's saying turn around and let's go for this. I got stuns, you got Healing Wall, wait till you take a little bit of damage. Brewmaster on the sidelines, doesn't have an ultimate.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no reason why this can't work out. Well, until Tinker and March Machines, and then Era jumping himself in with him. That's one way to do it. No-Tal, start spamming up the March Machines. Most of us in the tree line though. None of us really in on Roshan, and Vorce is continuously going on Roshan. Bear comes up looking for a scout, sees the March Machines. They now enter the pit as well. And that doesn't actually give any kind of vision for Fnatic inside the pit, so they have no idea what's going on. No-Tal just knows he can stop them. But Fnatic will take a little bit too much damage from this. There's still no vision inside the pit. Observers and sentries down by Hani. Sees Kuro. I think it's hoping for a little bit better thing than just getting a quick little hit off there on Kuro.
The bomb is set as well, but there's no split available for another 20 seconds. And that is going to be quite a pain picking up that Aegis.
Kuro really dropping low on life. Made a big buffer then. You are right. Aegis Immortal is dropped, and then he now has the Aegis Immortal.
Yeah, also, we have the Maelstrom going to be put up on that Spirit Bear. So right now, DPS-wise, Fnatic looking very, very solid in that regard. Also, his farm is absolutely insane. Paired up with Dendi, 110, also 103. And just economically, yeah, Na'Vi have it pretty much set up here. Upwards of 7,500k, as well as the experience as well. So...
yeah, it's looking good for them on that front, but still, teamfight control and being able to deal with split push is not something they really have a lot with. But they do have the advantage where they hold every single out of tier 1 tower.
It's a decent cushion, yeah.
And all they got to do is just take out that tier 2 tower on top. They've taken all the outer towers. And that's now 5 towers ahead, which kind of reveals the fact why there's just like a little bit of how much cold is missing from Fnatic.
Also, Voss going for that Ag Scepter here. It's going to be his next pickup. And already, yeah, Na'Vi starting to rotate up into the top lane.
Well, they know what they can do. They can push, and they can push easily. Oh, what a bear just come back with. It just came back with a full Maelstrom.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty nasty, the amount of damage coming out here for Na'Vi. So in this next fight, really going to have to be careful. Got to be pristine with the execution coming out from them. Otherwise, things are going to be going horribly awry. The split is available, as well as the Infest. Bomb coming, definitely a possibility. As we see No-Tail just try push that back with the March of the Machines, but they're still continuing to press on.
Well, they know they can, man. They get a lot of tankability behind them. So a tier 2 tower, No-Tail's the man to TP in. Instantly popping Soul Ring. Kuro just short of the stun then. Came in very, very quickly. Just the end of a haste rune. Okay, that's what it was. Trixie's still waiting to drop his surprise. The Nate's inside, and he sees Danny as well as Avos, as well as Fnatic, all grouped up together. He's got Blink, it's available. But they're just not doing it. While Kuro wants to come in through the rear, so he finds Fly. We end up having this weird kind of engagement where Kuro goes invis. There's still a lot of detection. That's going to be Kuro's death right now. Blink down by Denny. Oli's available. He throws it out. He's on 3 big heroes. The Brewmaster able to get his split off. Denny forced to fling himself away. Havos just spinning and wanting to attack a little bit harder here on Era. Havos also throwing out his ultimate. Scream hits on Fly, but then a quick brain zap. Able to take the last portion of the life from the Queen of Pain. But now it's going to be Queen of Pain going back at full life now and full mana. Now he's going to go east or west. He wants Era. There's already an entangle. Era will go down right now. Fnatic able to take it. Havos still on the run. Needs a spin again. Trixie's right behind him, and there goes the spin. The extra damage. No clap available. Havos is dominating. And Na'Vi, they push Fnatic back. They take the tier 2 tower. And they want to fight, which I still wasn't quite sure they could take, but the advantage starts going skyrocketing up. And they might even look to a tier 3 tower damage, but I'm not quite sure about this just yet.
I'm not sure. Yeah, the Tinker is available now. He does have his BTs, so going to be able to kind of turtle up a little bit with that. March of the Machine's just a great means of being able to do that, pushing him back. And really, yeah, right now, Na'Vi looking extremely strong. Now all that the exterior towers have been taken out for Fnatic, really they've lost quite a bit of control now, as the only ward they have on the map is going to be up in that top lane, with the tower being completely gone already. The Aegis was popped in that previous fight, but right now it's Na'Vi's game.
Invisibility.
Also, Dendi going for the Mystic Staff here, so wouldn't be surprised if we see that Quinsu.
Man, I can't believe Havos now 26 minutes in after the start that he had, he's now picked up an Aghanim Scepter. He went straight for it though, nothing else.
Yeah, that's a rush.
Fnatic. Bears cash it out. Nightmare goes out. The Bear can take it, however, but then Phoenix Grim instantly follows after. Denny jumps in. He wants to kill off Fly, but there's no extra damage. Fly, Fnatic in the corner. Fly is still going down. This Bear's able to do the damage. Queen of Pain, in fact, the one to get the kill. For the price of the Lone Druid. Tinker TP is out. Whole lot of March of the Machines. Makuro also. Vendetta is up, and Sentry Wards are also up for Fnatic. So Kuro will make his move in there, and Fnatic see it perfectly. That's why you see you hear the infest. Tinker actually cancelling his TP at the last moment. I'm guessing there was a misclick just there, so he's going to come back in again. Havos already was spinned down.
He cancels again.
Yeah, indecision from Notal. Cracks his knuckles. Sits back at base. I was just stuffing with him, trying to make him force him to fall back, which is surprising because the infest was already up on Trixie.
Yeah, that's true. He's just popping out again.
Era realizes that the infest did nothing for him. So he needs a break. Go back out there, find some more farm, because that was a waste of time now for Nates.
And Notel just trying to push back in those lanes now, top one in particular, as well as middle. That's why he was continuously canceling that. So he's going to go back, continue to just push out, and hopefully Na'Vi going to be able to spot him out, take him out, as they just continue to farm up just a little bit more. Also Fnatic going back up into the top lane. Vlad's on him currently. Just pick that next one up.
This is really nice. It's more for pushing power again.
Yeah.
Like when they want to push into base, this creep rate should arrive with some really decent life points. And not to mention that, but Juggernaut will also be stealing life during the engagements. Not as much. And then of course you got the aura as well from the Vlads to help out the other range supports, or range heroes.
Smoke gank right now for Puppey, as well as Kuroki.
Slightly premature though, because like Denny is just getting the cash right now. In fact, he just got it to pick up his ultimate orb. That's his Scythe of Vice right there. Just spent the cash for it, and they're going to try and gank just before he's got it. Interesting choice.
Scout out, trying to find somebody to pick up, but no, Fnatic aware of all this. They're playing very, very cautiously. As Era goes into the bottom lane to just make or take advantage. Does that massive rotation coming out of Na'Vi.
Well, I didn't even know it's there just yet, and that Dire Ward's going to wear off right now, and well, Kuro is visible, Puppey's visible, and Vorst and Fnatic are all visible, so welcome to 5-man defense on the top lane.
Here we go.
And welcome to 3 waves of March Machines that you got to try and fight through, but the Bear doesn't care. Bear straightforward, there's also not the real help of having him Feeble up and running on it. Have to keep doing that one. Bane comes off cooldown now, so it might just refresh it up on the Lone Druid's Bear.
Luckily the healing ward going to be able to just keep him in there right now. Just bringing him back up, because right there Lina was just about to die. Level 4 with the healing ward, very, very nice to have, but still not going to be able to break it.
No, they can't. But like all things, it takes time. Like you nibble down a little bit, and then you come back in and finish the job.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's like bottom lane. Bottom lane's actually taking the same amount of damage. See Lone Druid head himself down there at next point, and then just start to see split pushes out. Makes life very, very difficult. Smoke comes out for Fly now. So maybe he'll team up.
Also have that Basher up on Era, just picking that up, honestly. That's going to be doing some massive amount of lockdown, already investing into Trixie. Oh, about to pick up Puppey. He's going to be able to just get back at the last second there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a blind blink. I think he thought Puppey might just hang around on the high ground, then just keep pushing it again. So he took a gamble. He took a gamble and thought he could find it. Gamble didn't pay off. So in the meantime, Lone Druid continues to farm. And I'm wondering too if that's going to be Lone Druid having himself a Basher up already. In fact, there's the TP back to base. Actually, no, he goes back to the T1 tower in the mid. Still can't believe that thing is up.
Yeah,
30 minutes in and not a single tower lost.
Seriously, yeah. The defense right now of Na'Vi has just been absolutely insane. And also, it's looking like Roshan's actually going to be the next thing that they're going to try and pick up. Poison themselves around that. They will be able to spot it out, though, for Fnatic. They will be aware of the timer. Just continuing to just keep their presence around this area right now. It's going to be hard for them to break it. And with that Aegis, obviously going to be able to contest the high ground for the tier 3 a lot easier. So just going to continue to push in every single one of these lanes, and hopefully No-Tail going to be able, or not able, to try and push it back himself.
Well, it all depends, man. It all depends. With 4 levels of March machines here, I'm pretty sure No-Tail will be able to do it by himself. Catching him out is very, very difficult too with a 4-star. If they get a kill on No-Tail, then they got themselves a chance. But that also means he can't have buyback, but right now he's got enough money for buyback. Unless he spends something, he's gonna be okay. While Dendi on the bottom lane, like Scythe Device is done, next item to come up is a Ghost Scepter. He is the highest CS here on the map, and also got the highest gold per minute on the map. As far as his net worth, also highest by about 1,000. That's over the Lone Druid, and then you've got the Juggernaut. So a lot of farm has already come in for Na'Vi. And Fnatic, they're caught in the corner. They can't come out, and if they come out, they know they're dead. And if they don't come out, they kind of know they're dead like 20 minutes later.
So yeah, it's a pretty big predicament to be in at this point right now. And honestly, they do have to just wait for the Aegis as they continue to just push out all these lanes. But really, No-Tail has to just focus on being around all the time inside of that middle lane, and already they're going to be, they're going to be smoking up.
Yeah, Fly's got one. Puppey,
there
first clap out, and there goes Era, just jumping out for one of the support heroes as Kura goes invis. So that's all they get. They smoke gank, they commit 5 heroes, and they can't finish the job. Well, Vorst basically just pings out Roshan and says, come, come, come. Tend to get your ass over here with the remainder of that double damage rune. Let's see how much damage you can take before Roshan dies off.
Yeah, luckily with the healing, we're going to be able to just bring it back up to full health, but honestly, Fnatic have to be completely aware of this one right now. Already, yeah, with that ward there, close to just south of Roshan, Hiroki playing himself there. They're going to be trying to hopefully contest it, but no, they're not going to.
There's no mana on Trixie. Even if he does have the ultimate form, he cannot do it. Hero didn't want to just jump in and initiate into what could have been 3-4 heroes of Na'Vi.
Yeah, that would have pretty much changed the game. Yeah, that would have changed.
It would have been top racks, or mid racks, or bottom racks, or all racks.
A racks at the very least, yes.
And Vorst gets to get back to his farming. Now he's going to be happy he's got himself a Yasha. So good movement speed, decent damage. Well, Fnatic, what's his next item? He's got 2,200 gold right now. So I assume Hyperstone for the bear. Possibly Zul'Kiras, possibly just finishing up the Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, yeah, I would assume that the Mjolnir would probably be the next thing for him to do, though that Zul'Kiras would be extremely helpful for just keeping the team alive a lot more, going up onto the high ground, dealing with the March of the Machines from No-Tail. So honestly, it's kind of up in the air with what that next item is going to be.
Well, you'll find out, man. You'll find out. Dendi, I think he wants to find a kill in the middle lane. They got observer wars that are watching the movement of Fnatic very, very closely. And 4 or 5 heroes now grouping up in the mid lane. Puppey now with a level 2 ultimate he's trying to use, while being 20 gold away from having a full mech for his team. And Koro and Dendi, they move themselves up, but they did walk underneath the dire sentry ward, but it wasn't really seen. Just walk under something a little bit more obvious, like, I don't know, observer and sentry ward up on the top.
Yeah.
That works.
And Trixie now also just working on that Agnum Scepter. And once that goes up, honestly, that's going to help a lot in the oncoming team fights. But now that they do have the Aegis here on Dendi once more, that's just going to be really, really tough for them. Also, the 10-second charge on the BKB is going to be really difficult for them to try and break as well as they try and push in this bottom lane. March of the Machines just trying to prevent this from going down. And right now that bear is taking so much damage. The Enfeeble trying to also quell the beast, but it's just not enough.
And when you get a stun like that, and look for Laguna Blade, nice timing, maybe not enough. Yes, he's out. No Infest have to be used by Era, so he's just trying to heal. The Bears will manage to bring down the tier 3 tower. He's trying to bring down more than that. Fiend's Grip up on a Vorst right now. He can't attack. He's got Omnislash, which you might just use, but there's too many heroes around here, including zombies. It soaks up almost all of his ultimate, even with the Aghanims have to buff up. And there's buybacks from Fnatic. They're looking to defend their racks. Notal being set up. Now he's down. Denny on a killing spree. Blinks up. He's got Scream. He'll use it. There's not enough damage to kill off Flyers. Enough damage to push Harney back into the base. And Denny with one more hit. Maybe he's got it. He's got it. And then also blinks himself down. He's on the run with 65 HP. Laser to fly out. It's just trying to stop this bear from getting a single hit. Dendy, he needs to move back. The bear wants to go back in again and finish the job. Fnatic's sticking around for it. The bear can't do it. He's enfeebled again. And he will keep getting lasered no matter how many times he tries to go back in again.
The rocket from No-Tail also finishing off Dendi there, popping the Aegis.
Oh, look at that healing wall, man.
And the Ethereal Blade up on him.
Oh, Havorst, Era trying to man him up. Havorst's going to spin. He just takes the tower. Then the quick mech charge. Then he comes back in again. No ultimate, but there's a Hex now on Fly. Lion Strike ready to follow. The bear looking for an entangle. No-Tail TP's out in time. Where's that entangle? He got like 5 hits in a row and still no entangle. Era 6 hits in a row, still no entangle. Back to base, but that is bottom racks gone in favor of Na'Vi. And it looks like they're going to stop there. They're happy with what they got, or are they? No, rotation middle lane. Never happy.
It's like they were able to break it, and yeah, before that fight, still didn't use the Ethereal Blade in that fight for Dendi. He just picked it up before going into the high ground. And right now with that pickup also going to be making it really, really hard for Era to just try and deal any form of the DPS.
There's your E-Blade, right into No-Tail. I think he kind of wants to put it up Nakes, but now Nakes will say, well, I'll play around with you, but there's a Hex. There's also maybe a little bit more damage. Havorst, a lot of damage coming off the Nightmare, holds here in position, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, okay, Havorst pops the Omen, then he finishes the job, so a mega kill streak for him. The tower's gone down the mid, thrown, well, nice Fiend Scrap, holds Denny in position, and then, well, maybe a buyback, maybe not. Can they get out of this one? Lion Strike Array catching out 2 heroes. Nice Slave over 3 heroes, and Era keeps losing a lot of life. Kuro jumps in, he's already let off his stun, but Era on very, very low life. Remember that Armlet Toggle is going to keep him alive, and now Trixie as well, he will go down. Able to get rid of him. And then the move onto the melee racks. Na'Vi, they hold the control. And that's now going to be melee racks. It'll be range racks to follow up. Not GG just yet. Looks like No-Tail wants to hold this, but Kuro with the Spike Carapace stops No-Tail from having it all. And that bear, what is he doing? What did it just pick up? It went up for something. It went up for a Monkey King bar. GG, well played. Game was good. And Na'Vi's push is just too strong at the end of the day. So Team Fnatic will find themselves 1 game down. We always knew this was going to be a very, very tough battle between both Fnatic as well as Na'Vi. Na'Vi, the team that basically came here with something to prove at a LAN event after with this roster, their first attempt at Tech Labs. It just did not work for them, but they come in here. I'm not going to say this game was really 100% smooth. They never really lost the advantage of gold or experience.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fnatic still had a lot of success with their lanes, and Havorst took a lot of time to get farmed. But again, it's one of those timing things.
It was, and it was just pretty decently executed here for Na'Vi, and honestly, being able to take game 1 right now is going to be really, really good for them. After the successful defense, though, for most of the game, taking it to about 40 minutes, just No-Tail being able to just use constantly that March of the Machines was very, very good. But still, we just saw there's not a single tower taken out at all.
Not one step back, man. Not one step back. Of course, we're going to have 1 step to the side right now when we have ourselves a very quick break, and we jump back over to our other pair, which is here on the coverage team. It is Zoe and Pylon.
Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, we once more going to talk a little bit about the community and how you can be a part of it if you haven't been already participating in many, many things before. What are your thoughts about that game? Like,
it was, I would say, pretty one-sided. I wasn't quite expecting that, I must say. I think a lot of people weren't. But it'll be very interesting to see how Fnatic bounce back for game 2. I really think they're going to come out all guns blazing. They have to.
Definitely. And we, of course, would like to know what you think who is going to take that. So actually, let me just quickly refresh this page and then take a look at how the bets actually took place.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. Reloading the page and then see how you guys actually thought this is going to go out. All right. Okay, I see a clear favorite here.
Na'Vi, 69-31 is that, yeah. I think that's pretty much unchanged, isn't it? That hasn't changed a lot. Of most people, like, it seems to be. Am I looking at the right one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 69-31. This is how you guys were betting. That's that's pretty much going in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, and so far the game is too.
I don't need to be a mathematic genius to actually see that. And yeah, of course, tomorrow you can still place your bets. You can also win awesome Team Storm gear whilst placing those bets.
Absolutely. Shall we show some gear?
Yeah, actually, let's just pick up stuff.
Look at this.
You can win mouses. You can keep keyboards and headsets are in it as well. And also for the mascot competition, we have more prizes, which we didn't even show on the camera yet. So this is the kind of stuff you can actually wear, and it will be signed by the players as well. And this, all you have to do for this is making a mascot. So go on Facebook.com/RaidCall EMS1 and post in the post about the mascots, post your mascot. Please make it your own. We've had many people who just like photoshopped or like paint shopped, whatever.
Google stuff. And
Google stuff. Like,
it's got to be your own creation. Original creations only, please. Very important.
Exactly.
And we do check.
And if we're not sure if it's your own creation, we're just not going to make it count.
It's going in the bin. If we don't think you could have possibly done this in the time that you've had, we're binning it.
Yeah,
so,
we don't give you credit for anything.
If you're one of those speed drawing people, I'm very sorry. Yeah.
And also, of course, please make sure to add in the comment which team it is for, and please make sure to actually only do that for the teams which are here, because we have quite a lot of entries for like teams which aren't even here.
There's only 8 teams, nice. Right? Remember that, 8 teams. It's on the website. There you go. Just those teams, please. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's definitely what we're looking forward to. So you can still take part in that, as that's gonna go on up until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I guess so. And we'll judge at some point.
We will judge at some point.
As judge and jury. And
are we actually the judges? Did we?
I hope so. I mean, we've done all the work.
We just make ourselves the judges.
Yeah, we're the judges. That's it. I mean, who's done all the work? You've done all the collecting of the pictures. We've talked about them. We should be the judges.
Yeah. Do you already have a favorite?
No.
The stone.
No, it's wide open. Field is wide open. Anybody can win.
Okay, all is still to win
for
everyone out there who decides to be an artist, or who would like to be an artist, or who's not an artist and is still participating and sharing his great work with us.
Or her great work.
Or her great work. Or its great work.
Yeah.
To be perfectly fine. And yeah, we just want to thank you for the participating on all those things. We had a lot of fun today.
We have.
Going through everything.
Yeah. Still got 1, possibly 2 games left to come.
Exactly.
Looking forward to those.
Exactly, so do I. But I just wanted, like, just in case we don't get to talk about it again afterwards, in case it's going to be a 2-0,
right.
I wanted to throw the thank yous out there.
Yeah, big thanks. Big thanks. Much respect and much love.
Yeah, all of that. All of that you get, and all of that the players should get as well, as we will be hopefully heading into a second game anytime soon. But before that, we're going to make a short break.
Live stream. I am Toby Kenobi. Joining me is Kawa here for what could be our last matchup of the day. It all depends. It all depends on if Na'Vi can take it out 2-0, or will Fnatic give us a little bit of a surprise and force us to a third one, which means everybody out there who's tired, take those shots of Red Bull straight to the vein. You'll need to wake up and get through this game.
I would love some Red Bull right now.
Yeah.
I would.
If anyone has Red Bull, we are happy to accept donations.
Please.
Towards the live stream. That shall be fantastic. Our tea and coffee for people who don't drink hot beverages.
No, I was actually drinking like a chug coffee, like right there,
just
right before this.
Scraping out the grinds. It's we'll get there, man. We'll get there. Fnatic are already inside the game. Now we've also just returned into their seats, so they're going to connect into the game as well in just a couple of moments' time. Of course, man, let's look back at game number 1.
Yeah.
Let's look back at game number 1. So, overall thoughts of how it all went down.
Seriously, with Fnatic there, it just didn't end up working out particularly well, especially trying to break the defense of Na'Vi. Like we mentioned right before the ads and everything, they were only able to take out a single tower. So really, Na'Vi playing really, really good, honestly. Early on, hopefully we're going to be seeing them kind of do what we just saw before, which is a little bit more refined, a little defensive, but at the same time, they were still bringing the fight over. So that's going to be really, really nice to see how they're going to be going into game number 2.
Yeah.
Just going to be waiting for one more, actually, to drop on in. That's going to be Dendy, and we're going to be able to just start up the game.
Yeah, so Dendy, if you can hear, jump yourself inside the game. If you can hear, put your headphones on so you can no longer hear. And that way we can do our job correctly. As, we go into our game. Of course, if you do actually look back towards the grid as well, you could say, okay, all our games today been actually quite impressive as far as like what we've managed to get through today. We've got tomorrow, of course, rox.kis versus Absolute Legends. They were able to come out on top. rox.kis as well as Absolute Legends, both victories being 2-0.
Yeah.
Both victories went 2-0. And it's what people were basically describing as the easier part of the grid. Obviously, because Virtus Pro being knocked out, they were replaced by Wrapped in the Dark. rox.kis, they really are like the team to beat in that group. Absolute Legends got a lot of work up their sleeve like tomorrow if they want to try and bring down rox.kis. Of course, that game starts at 12 CEST tomorrow. And then our next game, which will be kicking off, which I believe is at 15 CEST before the grand final at 18 CEST, is going to be Mousesports, who were able to bring down Alliance earlier today. A victory which I don't think anybody would have predicted.
Nobody, yeah.
Well, actually, sorry.
Well, what was the percentage? 12%?
There was an 83% bet for Alliance, and there was a 17% bet for Mousesports.
There you go.
So there was the bet there. There was the bet there. Yeah. As far as Na'Vi versus Fnatic, it's 63-31. It's
still there, yeah. So looking pretty confident right now going into it. Na'Vi going to be hopefully able to take it and go. Already going. I'm going, starting the game.
You're starting the game?
There it is.
I'm down with that, man. I'm down with starting the game. So I'll even just bring down my reference little things over here, and we get ourselves started. So welcome to the final draft here of Game 2. If Na'Vi can take it. If not, then we get to go to a third, and we get to do it all over again, and that means more fun Dota for us all to watch. But we are here in the draft now. So Na'Vi will switch over to the Dire side, Fnatic over to the Radiant side, and first pick, of course, lies with the Radiant. It lies with Fnatic.
Indeed, starting up finally. Here we go. What do you think we're going to be looking at here now that we've got,
Well,
be doing the first pick now.
Last time, if I was going to be predicting things, I would have thought Puppy would have tried to bait the Wisp through. But he was the first pick up, and he didn't even really want to do that. So now it's in the hands of Fly. It's in the hands of Fly to work out what he wants to do. And these guys all walked out of the room. At the end of last game, they all walked out of the room and basically said, okay, let's just, talk outside, fantastic, come back in again. And then you should instantly know what you're going to do. And that's what I'm really surprised here. Fly, it's first ban, and we're already eating into extra time, and he takes out the Bane as the first one. I'm wondering if Puppy just says, well, screw this, I'm going to ban the Nakes, and let's see how you want to rumble here.
Yeah, now, and also, there you go, the Wisp also going to be taken out for him. So just with that in place, a little bit less of that global crazy business of aggression, going to be kind of just eliminated here so far. But still, there is a lot of potential inside of the pool. Most likely going to be seen, obviously, what we've seen all day is that Batrider could be taken out, most likely.
Batrider Wisp, I think, is now on a... Actually, 100% ban?
It's 100%.
100% ban? There wasn't one game where it slipped through? It's been a very long day of Dota.
Yes, it has. So, no, it has been 100% for the Batrider ban out, as well as the Wisp.
Yep.
So
no love. Well, there is a lot of love for those heroes, but no one wants to see that kind of love, and they close the doors on it. So Fly... Let's see how we're going to go. Second ban. But again, though, we're eating into the extra time again. He's gone through his normal time, eats into the extra time, and cannot make up his mind about this last one. I'm guessing he wasn't expecting Puppy to play bald. Is what he's expecting from Puppy. Okay, well, I ban Bane. I'm going to ban Nakes. I'm going to ban this. And everybody gets a hero.
Exactly.
Look under your key. Because everybody's got a hero. Fly, he's not sure about this. And bans out the Lone Druid as the final one. So if Puppy bans out the Batrider, that means Mag's going to get through, Nyx is going to get through.
Darkseer
gets through, but then again, Darkseer is kind of like one of those heroes which is very circumstantial right now. Like, he's okay, but he's not one of those, let's pick him up in the first 3 kind of thing. Not unless you know he's going to be stronger on the lane.
Yeah, it's going to depend, honestly. Hani, obviously, the one really enjoying playing him specifically. So, not going to be looking at that quite yet. Still, Na'Vi going to be waiting patiently for this as the reserve time coming up. Man.
First time they'll actually eat into it.
Yeah.
And no, they didn't even do it. They banned the Batrider when the time was just about to run down. So Batrider and Wisp not able to get through, and we'll see what Fly values more. Is it going to be the Nyx, or is it actually going to be the Magnus? That's going to be the question.
And it is going to be the Magnus here coming out. So already, and we mentioned it like in the first couple of games that we casted today, honestly. This
starting to feel a little bit similar right here?
Yeah, this is looking very similar to earlier.
The difference, however, with this one is PL this time around was not in the first bans. Phantom Lancer and Keeper of the Light were actually being banned out early before. But Keeper of the Light Nyx is available. It's quite possible that we'll see the Phantom Lancer. It's quite possible we'll see him. And Fly probably doesn't want to be baited into picking this one up, but he's got to be aware of this. And more than likely, he'll go with what he wants to do, and that's going to be Nyx and Prophet. Nyx and Prophet, both still available here in the pool. Both heroes that they love to play, and both heroes which synergize perfectly with Fnatic's lineup with what they've already got. Like Maggie synergizes with everything.
Seriously, yeah.
I think there's a single thing that Mag doesn't work with.
Initiation-wise, yeah, hopefully they will be able to pick that up for Fnatic. We saw what was happening in the Mouse game with that, just the Nyx, Fury on Bomb being absolutely nasty. And then you have another option with the Magnus being able to with the RP, so that is still currently available for them right now. Keeper of the Light, Nyx Assassin. Dang, man, if they do get the cancel Lancer, that'd be brutal.
There's also something, too, that Fnatic may be trying to toss up right now, because if they go for the Nyx, and yeah, so Gyro and Alchemist is what comes off at the end of the day. They realize if they try and pick up the Nyx, if they try and go with Ninja's Prophet and try and do this whole split push kind of thing, and then, Nyx will come up from Na'Vi. If they were going up against the PL, if they were going up against the PL, Nyx and Mag, with the Empower buff up, it would not have been enough. It would not have been enough.
Yeah, you're right, actually, now looking at it. If they were to even go for the PL after that, the Gyrocopter also going to be able to kind of deal with them extremely easily because of, the Flat Cannon, be able to just absolutely eliminate all those illusions. And just having those two heroes in particular, the Magnus and the Gyrocopter, to be able to just kind of turn around the fights, those are those two heroes that we were talking about before hours ago, about how if you have them on your team, you're going to be able to just turn around a team fight into the later portions of the game. Hopefully, Fnatic will be able to find those opportunities to do so because obviously Magnus is going to be able to be a pretty linchpin hero when it comes to engagements. The Alchemist also, with flash farming, Lifestealer is going to have to be extremely careful.
Yeah, that he will, man. That he will. We get now through our last set of bans, and Clinks as well as Queen of Pain being taken out. It's a weird ban to see the Clinks being removed.
Yeah,
it's normal. I know exactly why they're doing it. It's because obviously for Fnatic. They know how great he is on it. For me though, is the laning. They're thinking Na'Vi is running Nyx, Nyx, and Keeper of the Light on that bottom lane. They already banned at the Bane themselves, Fly. So if Fly banned it out, so what else is the next logical option? We can run our aggressive lane on the bottom. We have a stun. We've got like AoE spam, and they're running an Alchemist. Gyro would even be a better in the support kind of role here, but it's like Alchemist to farm would be the normal thing that Era would like to do. It's the hero he plays, but then he also plays the Gyro.
That's true also, yeah.
And now Nature's Prophet can be banned off from Puppey. So just in case they do think about the split push, he gets removed. Na'Vi wouldn't have minded actually having the Nature's Prophet. It would have worked nicely with Fnatic. But that does just indicate that Na'Vi want to run something else. And it kind of feels like it's going to be Bounty Hunter. And I say Bounty Hunter because you have a double Invis initiation. It requires a lot of gems from Na'Vi. But they could also, if they want to, try and run like a little track in the solo mid up against a Magnus. Try and fight like real men and then get some really high points up an Edict.
Yeah.
Then again, if they want to fight like real men, so it's Beastmaster versus Magnus. The Master of Beasts up against the Beast itself.
That's also an option as well. And they're actually going to be taking out Puck. That's going to be the final ban here coming out of Fnatic. So just that crowd control just being completely eliminated. All the mid heroes really, that could cause massive amounts of problems for themselves. Going to be just eliminated. So Magnus going to be feeling pretty good here. Most likely. We're going to be finding out what this next pick is going to be coming out for Fnatic, and it's really hard to judge what they're going to be wanting to go for here. Really, it's...
It could be any support here. It's going to be an AoE stunner.
Yeah.
Would be what I say. And Leshrac Lina is already up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's still a dangerous kind of thing because like, you're going to have Dix interrupting, mana burning down, and those heroes, it's kind of actually got to be the Lina. And I say that just because it's like her cheaper abilities, a higher mana pool, there's more to play around with. But if Gyro is also support, then they need a stunning style hero. And that's the reason why you see SD also being removed out as well as Rubik. It's a setup for what they probably are feeling is a support Gyro.
That's true, and they actually do, rather than an AoE, it's going to be single target. Vengeful Spirit going to be picked up here for Fnatic. And wow, actually now that I think about it, they've got a pretty decent lineup, especially early on with that negative armor.
Stormseer from Puppey. The funny thing is I got a Doom running through my head right now for Fnatic.
Oh.
Because I'm thinking about a slight aura stack. Because right now you're looking at the Vengeful Spirit already.
Yeah.
And that's only one aura, obviously. But if you're able to pick up something like an Enchantress or a Chen or Doom who could then consume and then hold the aura, and that'd be nice up against the Storm Spirit as well. But that means that Denny gets the Storm Spirit for the solo mid up against the Magnus, if that's where he ends up.
Yeah.
And with a Gyro, VS, and Alchemist, you're looking at 2 really good stuns. And also the possibility to go aggressive tri-lane if they so desire. And Lion's the final one. So Alchemist and Gyro and Mag all going to be cores, and this will force an aggressive tri-lane. You will not run Gyro or Alchemist on an off-lane solo. It will never happen. So Lion and VS will be heading towards the top lane. If they're joined by Alchemist or Gyro, well, Alchemist will probably be the bigger... Well, actually, it can go either way. Gyro for the damage is probably what you can be searching for, and let Alchemist just get his free farm on the bottom.
Yeah, the lockdown's going to be extremely nice here for Fnatic, so going with the Gyro, I think, is going to be the pick that they're going to want to do. Running the Alchemist in the bottom lane, of course, and then Magnus hopefully in the mid. So that's probably what we're going to be seeing out here. Though, got to be careful because Na'Vi here, they do have that Storm Spirit Lifestealer bomb available. And just a whole lot of bombs today to begin with. Let's be honest. They actually have a lot of options in that regard.
Oh, Na'Vi, man. Yeah, last hero. I still was feeling the bounty hunter, but now I'm not quite sure about it. With the Lion pickup, the bounty's an insanely risky pick to go. They need something else, and maybe something with just a little bit more evasion and run away. I'm kind of feeling even a Windrunner pickup, but Lion's also got a lot of control that will take care of that one. So they need a different style of offlaner. Maybe even, and I don't know why I'm wanting to suggest this one, especially when a Gyro's on the field, as well as an Alchemist, but I'm almost thinking a Broodmother or something like that.
I was thinking more along the line of Clockwork, but, I mean, yeah, actually, I'm going to be honest, I think the Clockwork would be awesome in this one.
Yeah, with a nice combination, actually work quite nicely.
Yeah, just the amount of, like, CC that you'd be able to do with that. And no, it's the Darkseer.
You called him before, man. You called him before.
But not as a 5th pick. I thought it was going to be a lot sooner. Unfortunately not, though. They kind of just save it for the end. That's going to be Funnick on the Darkseer.
Yeah, and they'll see if Fnatic run aggressive tri-lane or not, because we get to go ourselves inside the game. Na'Vi, that's going to be their first thing they want to try and work out. They want to know where this tri-lane is. Puppey, I think, is already assuming. He's heading up towards the top lane. So they'll assume it's going to be top lane. But then at the same time, I'm seeing No Talent Era heading down towards the bottom.
Yep, and just introducing the team for Game 2 right here. This is going to be Era. Era right now on the Alchemist, No Tail on Lion. Trixie going to be playing on the Magnus. Fly on VS. And finally, Hani going to be playing the Gyrocopter with a smoke on him.
Yep, you're looking at support Gyro. Support Gyro Hani. Of course, if you went back a couple of weeks in the world of Dota 2, you'd probably say, yeah, it'll be mid-solo Hani. But not the case. Not the case. So Fly and Hani give me the 2 supports for this one. Trixie said give me the offlaner. No Tail. In fact, he's actually built a little bit for for a carry here. In fact, that's exactly what he's going to be. There's going to be a mid-solo Lion is what we're looking at. And then Alchemist farming up on the bottom lane. And this will go up against Na'Vi. He's got Puppey on the Keeper of the Light. He's just standing guard over his jungle. Denny for the solo mid. Funnick, who's basically just saying poo-poo to the bottom lane. He's not going to be part of it until he gets some higher levels. Kuro will be as the Nyx. And that leaves our final one, Horvorst, who gets to farm up as the Nakes. And I know I referenced him earlier today as that one player that's able to farm up not only like his armor, but also a heart by 18 minutes in.
Oh, jeez.
This is the player, is Horvorst.
It's true. Aggressive ward going down there for Na'Vi up in the top lane and sending the line into the middle lane pretty decent, especially for getting level 6 very, very early. Just that finger of death immediately going to just nuke people down, especially the supports coming out here for Na'Vi. Coddle would just be complete victim to that one, as well as the Storm Spirit. Then he's going to have to be careful, because if he's anywhere below half health, that is going to be a massive, massive problem, as we see the rest of Na'Vi kind of rotate into the middle here as well.
Yeah, they kind of know, I think, that like this middle lane will get ganked up.
Yeah.
Once the aggressive trialing doesn't work on bottom lane, Fly and Hani will already look for kills. That's the reason why Hani's walking around with the smoke. They know they might start a stack and pull a little bit here or there, but it's not going to remain that way for very, very long. Trixie's trying to do a little bit of a demon juke right now, hide in the tree line, make sure nobody sees him, but it's not going to work out because Puppey will come in. He's got sentry wards here as well, but no observers for the lane. Puppey doesn't really feel like he needs it. But he needs to find Trixie, and now they come down. Trixie, he's got Skewer up at level 1. He almost had a line right there to pull Puppey back. I don't want to say in range of the tower, but at least down into the river. So they'll just play around for the moment. With the Style Shield, though, Puppey's damage really does like nothing. It's 48 base damage for a Keeper of the Light. It's next to nothing. And then a double stack already been pulled off by Kuro. So their farm's coming through, and then a pull through for Fnatic. So they pull through the Alpha Wolves. So everyone's getting their farm from all the supports. Notel up in the middle lane, 4-0 up against Denny, 9-5. So Notel really getting out CS here in the mid lane.
Just a bit. He's also going to be leveling up that mana drain just to make sure that he's going to have enough for just spamming out Earth Spikes as well as any form of Hex. When the rotations, if the rotations come out right here for Na'Vi, which I feel would be happening honestly. Going to be placing that ward there also inside the middle lane. And inside of bottom, Era being allowed to just kind of free farm right now. I'm not entirely sure if that is the best thing to do. Already a second level right now in Goblin's Greed, and he's really going to be flash farming like crazy. Already Fnatic though, the smoke gank.
Well, you knew this one was coming. You knew this one was coming. Hani just got revealed. His smoke just broke. He's not quite sure about this because Fnatic doesn't have any kind of vision around him, but I have no idea why his smoke just broke just then.
Hani from behind here.
No. He can't do it anymore.
Yep.
Denny's position was actually really, really good. He has himself basically on that side of the arc until he moves himself out. Denny's position not so good, but Static Remnant going to try and slow them down a little bit. Maybe not. Gets back, bottles up. Live is good enough. And that's what happens when you come from the front side. They didn't have the extra time to do the damage.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I got a feeling that was actually a Na'Vi player yelling that one out.
I actually think that was him laughing.
Avor's having himself a great time. Kuro's managed to pull this Dark Creep Wave over to the side. Trixie's been trying this forever. Like forever he's been trying to get this aggro and get the farm out from this. So he has to come up close into Kuro. Kuro is actually leveling up faster than what Trixie's able to achieve. While Fnatic still hasn't left that bottom, that jungle. He's got 2 Iron Shell, 2 up in the Surge. So he can't come towards the bottom lane and stop Era.
Yeah, not quite, unfortunately, and that's just Era pushing in the tower already, and he's doing pretty decently, especially with this farm right now, 22-4. Yeah, just getting away with quite a bit here. Hopefully it's not going to end up biting them in the butt.
Well, in a way, yes, in a way, no. Because you know Era's finding some really good farm, and he's taking a different approach to Black. This is something just to bear in mind. Like when Black went up with his Alchemist, he went the 2 points in Grieval's Greed and then just stacked up the Concoction and Acid Spray. So that way he'll be part of something a lot earlier on and be a powerful part of something. And that's something which Fnatic, they're wasting a little bit more time on, which means Nate's like, well, okay, I'm happy with this. It's 25-12. I'm still keeping up with the CS. We're shutting down your offlaner while our offlaner is getting some good farm. So when timing comes for Na'Vi to initiate, they're going to be in a better position. And Fnatic are giving them more time because the way like Era is doing his build, like he's still going to go into his Hand of Midas.
Yeah,
this is going to be coming up at a decent rate. I say decent rate, it's like 4.5 minutes.
It's going to be later, it's definitely devoted more towards kind of the later game, because what you would have seen would be, the Acid Spray that you were mentioning before. That is finally the Midas recipe going into his stash. He's going to be able to pick that up as we see Fnatic lineup rotating into the bottom lane as well. Hani going down there.
But yeah, this late portion of the game, it's a dangerous thing for Fnatic to wait a little bit too long. Their timing's going to be really right. Like, this is going to be like a 15-minute push in Alchemist with Shadow Blade, as well as possibly on the verge of having a secondary item, apart from the Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Because you got Notel as their mid lane solo. With the DPS and everything's going to be coming out from the Alchemist. But Lion, what does he bring to this fight? Like, what are we looking for from line? Is it just to try and control Dendi in the early stages? Is that what we're searching for? Because if that's the case, it hasn't really happened.
Yeah.
The farm is still okay for Dendi. He's looking pretty damn good. And Notal, he's finding his levels. Maybe he can find a new cat on Dendi and get him on a solo kill, but it's still a very, very tall ask to try and do.
It's a tall order.
Especially when this kind of stuff happens. Fnatic almost level 6. He's like, well, I may as well just surge somebody down. There's 9 Shell, and Dendi, you want to have a bit of a jump? He can't do it just yet. He's just off level 6.
Oh, 2 experience away from just getting that.
Na'Vi had to wait a little bit longer. Na'Vi had to wait a little bit longer. I think Puppey just wanted a little bit of extra level. There goes the Keeper of the Light Blast. Try to slow them down. The rocket did go out from Puppey, but he doesn't have that second point up in Illuminate. So without that, he doesn't feel as confident pushing out this lane. At the same time, Kuro, DD rune to be stolen and fly death. Really easy death. That's your first blood. Maybe not with the stun. Kuro, no, he gets it.
There you go. 6 minutes in, Kuro getting that now. Also another level in Spike. Carapace, not another, but first here, DD also still available on him. And right now, yeah, it's really looking pretty decent for Na'Vi. But
that was actually the really funny thing is, like, Na'Vi move themselves around. They might try and find an opening here or there.
Yeah.
Like, Fnatic will smoke up. They try and find a kill, and then just one time when Fnatic move up, and it's the timing to that 6 minute mark. The 6 minute rune where everything is basically dark. Because the Observer War is only going to last for that 6 minutes, and then all of a sudden, like, the map goes completely dark. So you move yourself up, it's like, well, I know the rune's going to spawn up here, but you're not ready for a Nyx. Even a Nyx who was at, what, let's say, he's level 3 until he got that solo kill.
Yeah.
Picks up the DD rune, only needs a 1 stun. VS still gets his stun off, but there's just nothing more really to do.
Yeah, Fnatic right now also really should be looking also for a kill here. They got Fly inside of the middle lane, going to be able to throw out the stun, which is going to be nice. But still, with that Finger of Death, they're going to be able to probably pick one off. But Na'Vi kind of keen to this now, also placing a ward in this location. Both spotting each other with a ward actually across the river. Just going to be aware of that. So Dendi also going to be able to continue to farm up. They're looking for something, but it's just not happening, as we also get to see Era continuously in the bottom lane, continue to farm up. 50 CS on him, but then you compare that to Havost, compare that to Fnatic. They're looking good, man.
Well, 0 for 1 man, and we're 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes in, and I'm wondering if Kuro is still looking for an opening here. They feel like they're being watched. They throw down a sentry wall, like, yes, okay, we are being watched. Then he battles the uphills, but only misses once. And this Alchemist, that's his 1400 damage item. And then he'll move himself into the wonderful, wonderful world that is the Shadow Blade initiation. At the same time, Fnatic wants to move himself in the wonderful world of killing top. He'll look to Trixie. And Trixie's really not sure about this. In fact, there's a creep wave spotting out Fnatic. And Trixie, he might have CP out. There's going to be a vac or a stun, or maybe they just don't care. So creep, skip it out, and just take out the tier 1 tower in the top lane. While Dendi is on the hunt for a kill in middle lane, with a haste rune up his sleeve, so he's already looking for one, and Notal's it. He'll jump in, pull him back in again. Haste rune's been popped up, so he's going to move very, very quickly. A follow-up suddenly by Kuro, and Fly able to stop Dendi, but Dendi, haste rune. Kuro's going to move his Scaraby ass, and that means it's a quick jump out from Dendi. Nice shockwave, and Trixie, he started up on the skewer, he goes up instead, searching for Kuro, who at this point is limping himself around, able to get a Tango charge as well as the salve off. Dendi trying to get Ascetic Remnant to help him off, and Trixie doesn't want to walk past this one.
Nice defense there from Dendi. That's what's going to force Trixie back. Not going to be able to pursue on that one. Very, very nice pick off there by Dendi.
At the same time, Havost as well as Fnatic, they will take this tier 1 tower in the top lane. So another kill going the way of Na'Vi, and now a last hit in the tower for Havost, and he binds up his armlet recipe plus the blades of attack. So almost the full armlet up and running for the Nakes, and this is 9 minutes into the game.
Seriously, that is very, very brutal to look at right now. Havost being able to get away with that is very, very major. Look at all the wards right now coming out from Na'Vi inside of the middle lane right now. There's 4 there currently. I think they have a bit of an idea where they were going to go to here with the next pickoffs, honestly.
They definitely have really, really good vision. And it's what they need, though. It's what they need, because they know the line as well as the VS. they're going to look for openings. They're going to try and rotate themselves around. Same with the Jaro. Like, Jaro has just been farming up in the jungle.
Yeah.
Honey's now up to level 6, so he's looking good. Storm Spirit, long jump in by Denny. Keeping the light blast. Well, there's a lot of burst damage on Notel. He still gets the Hex off, and Puppey, he needs 2 more auto attacks to do this job. Is there a quick blast? No, there's a Denny jump to the kill. Puppey will give him his mana so he can go again. And they just also spotted Fly moving around. Koro moving around inside of his invis.
Under attack.
There's another real pick off, and just smart play.
It is, and just having the Coddle right now on their team with a mana-reliant hero like Storm Spirit, Dendy's able to get so many kills here for his team right now. I believe he's the one that, no, he's actually 1-0-1. Nick's being able to pick off that next one there, so really going to be able to do a lot, and the bomb available.
They're going to shut him down again. I was talking about what kind of role Notel will play when he just throws out his stun. Kuro makes his way in. He goes for a stun. Mana burn. Fnatic also making his way in. The wall to take a will go down, but Notel is this an Iron Shell? Fly throws out a stun. I'm not really sure about this one though. Kuro, Spy Carapace stops Honey for a moment, and Fnatic will surge him away to safety. Puppey might give a bit of a cover fire with the Illuminate. Ulti and Illuminate, not going to happen.
Under attack.
Or maybe he will. He'll give Kuro more mana. It's not as though he's like walking around with arcane boots and everything. At the same time, on the bottom lane,
the bomb. I was mentioning it before. They kind of went into a bomb here inside their own jungle, Na'Vi, and then immediately TPing down into the bottom lane, taking him out. That was actually a really, really good
Fly,
pickup.
stun, death. Keeper of the light, able to take his life. And that's almost a level, well, that's going to be a level 3 Illuminate soon. That's a level 2 Illuminate that takes it. And Denny wants to look for an opening. He can jump in a long way because he knows exactly where Hani is and which way he moved down.
Look at that ward placement, 2 men in the center between those 2 towers. They are really, really gunning it for this tier 1. And they've been continuously picking them off right now. There's not a whole lot that Fnatic can do to try and defend against this. You've just got Dendy, who's picked up so many levels at this point, going to be able to just out-DPS anybody. And we saw it in the bottom lane too, being able to just take out the Alchemist. Because he's just been trying to pick up those farming items, the Midas obviously going for the Lothar's too. He's not going to be able to do enough DPS in time, and really, Na'Vi right now are
under attack.
pulling a lot of aggression. Finally, there's the acid spray coming out from Era. And he's starting to rotate in the middle. He has to do something here to try and just prevent Na'Vi from pushing in.
But this is what we were talking about with the timing of the Alchemist. If he waits too long, Na'Vi have all the items they want. Like, they've got Mech up on the Darkseer right now. Kuro's walking around with Arcane Boost up at level 7, so he's already got his Vendetta Initiation. Dendy, he's got level 9, he's got 2 Null Talismans, he's got a Regeneration Rune, and he's got a Nake sitting inside him. And Nake's walking around with his Armlet. He just brought up a Bracer, and with this kill, he'll probably even just finish up the drums. All of these different things have come their way. And now they're going to make another play. Jump down, and that's now going to be a quick initiation. Notel's already dead. Hero's looking for a quick stun, but he can't find one. It's already 2 kills going their way. And nice RP, but the blinding light forces them out. The skew is there, but they can't attack anybody. The wall to go down to. It's going to be a full team wipe in favor of Na'Vi.
Oh my god.
There was a small chance he could have killed off Koro, but that blinding light timing again. It's the second time today we've seen that just save a hero on low life.
Beautifully done right now for Na'Vi. 0-11, taking out the tier 2 tower as well. This is looking unbelievably good for Na'Vi. Game 2 right now. Man.
And they got so much money they're even buying a secondary mech. There's a buckler up here, and for some reason, Puppey is walking around with a headdress recipe.
That's about a 10k advantage also for Na'Vi at this point, at about 13 minutes in. As they rotate into the bottom lane now, they can just continue to put on that pressure. And really, what can Fnatic do at this point? They have to, like, be sure that their initiation is absolutely beautiful. You've got the RP that has to be up in the next 60 seconds. You've got to be able to get that call down also mixed up with it as well with Hani. But it's just the level advantage also. The experience is 10k.
All right, so it just updated.
Yeah.
10k gold experience, both the same. And Na'Vi now is going to have a great old time in the bottom lane, as you said. They can push that one out. While Notel, he has been completely destroyed here in the mid. I'm wondering if he was meant to be the initiator. If he was meant to be the Blink Dagger, the Lion that we know.
Yeah.
Like, and he can't do it because Na'Vi ganked him, was it 3 times in a row, and then just destroyed his middle lane?
Yeah, and then the 4 wards there to just make sure any rotation coming out from Fnatic was just dealt with beautifully, and yeah, they just handled that extremely well. Fnatic now trying to go for a push up in the top lane, but that is the tier 1 in, bottom down. That's going to be the tier 2 pressured as well.
Yeah, he'll also see if he can bring it down, and Fnatic, they're just trying to force a fight up on the top lane. 6 seconds before RP is going to be back up again. And Evolus just attacks now on the tier 2 tower. There's a lot more support coming down. And a tier 1 for a tier 2 and a possibility of a tier 3. Knowing Navi's mentality, they'll say tier 2, well, we can go inside the base. 15 minutes in,
probably feeling comfortable.
Do it.
Yes.
That's the mentality. And Fnatic are like, well, we want to push this one out, 6 HP, and then the fortification goes.
Also, the pipe going to be coming up on Funix very, very soon. Already has the Hood of Defiance. It's just looking like everything is going very, very well. Navi as they push in that tier 2. Tier 1 still goes down up in the top lane, but really...
Poppy did actually build. He bought it. I'm wondering if that's just miscommunication right now, or if the double mech is new meta.
Wait, yeah, I know, right?
Because the mech effect doesn't stack,
no,
obviously.
It does not. No.
But you can still do the double heal.
Is under attack.
So any damage which Fnatic deals during that period of time can be healed up. In fact, you probably get almost every single player on Na'Vi back to full life, no matter what kind of life they're on. And now they come in for Roshan. So pop the first mech already and just use the buff.
There you go.
That's the other option. Nyx picks up a Blink Dagger. So Blink and Arcane's now up. And then even finds himself an Invis Rune on his way to having a Sight Device. Either that or he's going to go for a Liquid Sphere.
Yeah.
Considering the lack of stuns and disable that's out there on Fnatic's lineup. And Roshan's almost gone.
Yeah, they cannot contest this at all. They just have to hope that they're going to be able to deal with Na'Vi on the high ground, on the tier 3. But really, how can you do that when you've got like just absolutely massive amounts of initiation coming out from Puppey, being able to just follow up with those massive illuminates that we saw in the middle lane early on too. Just each one of them planned methodically as Dendy zips in and is able to just use the electric vortex. Really, it's methodical. And we're probably going to be seeing that tier 2, the final tier 2 actually, up in the top lane go down very, very soon. Also the tier 3 to follow up the next 6 minutes easily.
It still means they're going to push themselves in with an Aegis the Immortal. See when they feel comfortable enough to do so. Puppey, is he really going to finish that? Is that Courier bringing out a gem? He's got no space. He's drop a Sentry Ward. Drop a Sentry Ward a little bit further down here. That'll be okay. Now we just want to go in through the bottom. They just want to go in through the bottom. It almost feels like they're happy to take a 5v5 engagement. I'm not really 100% sure about that, however, mainly because Trixie's still got that RP, but he is lacking a Blink Dagger. Era, however, does have a good stun. He's got the stun and the Shadow Blade up and running. 4 points up in the full concoction as well. So there's some good stun damage, good stun timing. Got to get in a nice AoE.
Yeah, what would be amazing,
and then they can fight.
What would be amazing if he did have the extra levels in the acid spray for that additional reduced armor, but you know, still going for that greed. Going for the greed, man. For the late game, it's just not going to be paying off quite yet. So he's going to be able to just farm up inside of the jungle for now. Na'Vi just pushing in that bottom lane. And also, it's looking like... No, actually, the Wave of Terror for Fly on Fnatic not being leveled up completely. It's going to be the Vengeance Aura just to add additional DPS to the team lineup here for Hani, as well as Alchemist. So that's going to be happening for them. Na'Vi kind of converging into the middle lane now. Also a bomb available for Dendy as they use the Infest.
Well, they might get one surprise if he tries to jump on Lion. Because Lion now has a Blink Dagger up and running. Or at least maybe Lion will have a surprise for them if he can jump out and get a nice little like Lion stun. But I think he just showed the Blink Dagger up on the top lane. Nope, no, tell he didn't. He kept it hidden. TP's back to base and Na'Vi. A little bit of damage being done to a tier 3 tower. Dendy, well, he's about to TP himself back out, but not going to happen. They all stay here in the middle lane and attack on the tier 1 tower. Rocket's already on the way to Dendy. And they'll just easily pick it off. No damage, and they get to farm it. And then quick Iron Shells. There's your Acid Spray, but as we said before, it's only level 1. So Na'Vi, they feel a little bit iffy about going in on that, but not too iffy. If they do want to make their move, they've still got the mech, and they've got a full pipe up for the Darkseer.
Nice entry there, by the way, coming out of Na'Vi, just in case Fnatic were to try and initiate with that Lothars on Alchemist. Making sure they're trying to also place those sentries out there. Oh, almost got the vacuum onto Hani to be able to pull him to the lower ground, but no, not going to be able to follow through with that.
Kind of feels like they're using the wards as bait for that.
Just a little bit.
Well, at this point though, Fnatic needs something. It'll be slightly disheartening I say slightly. It'd be very disheartening if they go through this entire game without a single kill. It's 0-11 right now. Another rocket which isn't able to connect. But Na'Vi, they're stalking the middle and the bottom lane. Puppy with a couple of Illuminus just keeps pushing it out. And Denny's waiting for somebody to jump. There's your jump, long way down. Frick's already dead. Quickly dead too, no tail to follow through. Na'Vi on a killing spree, and Hani, wonderful back into the wall by Fnatic. Fly as well as Hani, there's your RP, but only it's on Kuro, and this will be the entire team wiped off. That was after a mag buyback. Ira to take a fall as well. This will be GG in a moment, I'm pretty sure. 0-16, and Na'Vi, there it is.
There it is.
20-minute GG. Na'Vi will take out the matchup, which was meant to be a lot damn closer than that.
Seriously, they aced it.
They take it out 16-0. 16-0. Trixie's back in the base, asking to dive into their base so they can finally get themselves a kill. But I said it was going to be disheartening, man, and that definitely is. First game, they come in here. Fnatic, they've been playing really well in online competitions as well as in the LAN events.
Yeah.
And then they come up against Na'Vi. Na'Vi, who have been looking to instill their confidence back into themselves. First game, it still went that way. It was a little bit more of a timing kind of thing, so it looked a little bit more closer at the very, very start. But coming into this second game, their timing was perfect.
It was, seriously.
It was also Fnatic. Their timing was just a little bit late for their lineup. Like, the Alchemist ended up doing nothing. The Lion pick up in the middle solo as well. Still trying to understand that one. And with a Blink Dagger, maybe with the initiation, it would have changed things.
Yeah.
But then again, Na'Vi also saw the fact that their mid lane is weak. It can be ganked, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, being able to place all the wards there, being able to pick them off constantly, just made it so that they weren't able to follow through with anything.
Yeah.
So being able to go, oh yeah, they dive right now, so that is actually going to be 1-16. But 0-16 for that game, 2-0 right now for Na'Vi going into the semifinals. It's going to be absolutely nuts. We're probably going to be showing up the brackets here relatively shortly.
Yep. Now we will, and of course it leads us into our games for tomorrow. Before we go to the captains and talk about that one, of course, your first game for tomorrow, Absolute Legends going up against rox.kis. They're the guys who came through earlier today, and that is going to be actually a really awesome game. rox.kis playing really good form, and Absolute Legends, they reek of experience, they got good LAN experience, and
they do.
Yeah, they should perform really, really nicely. And of course, tomorrow, Mousesports.
Mousesports versus Na'Vi.
The guys who brought down Alliance, Na'Vi gets to go up against them. Should be a fun matchup, because if you want to check that one out, make sure you're here at midday tomorrow. That is that's midday CEST, so 12 CEST. You better find it then. Of course, for now though, we want to jump over to the guys from both Fnatic as well as Na'Vi, as well as the shortest person here in the room. It is going to be Zoe as well as Fury and Flax. Over to you guys.
We are now here with the captains of those two teams. And of course, first of all, congratulations to Na'Vi. Well played, can't say it any differently. However, yeah, big round of applause. Feel free to make noise, don't be shy, it's okay. And of course, also big round of applause for Fnatic. The first game was absolutely incredible. The second game, I guess we're going to talk about that in just a bit. But before that, just a few words with you guys. The second game went so clearly in your favor. What do you think went wrong for Fnatic?
I think their ganks failed, and that's what paced the game. Because I wasn't expecting us to be like 0-16 or something like that. I think if they killed the Storm Panda, the game would have changed a lot.
All right, so tomorrow you're going to face off against Mouse, who have been doing incredibly well, as some people wouldn't have expected. What do you think, what's your take? Do you think it's going to be easy against them, or do you think it's actually going to be really tough?
No team is easy anymore. And Mouse are my bros, so looking forward for it.
All right, so do you actually think, like, do you still think the favorite is in your turn? Because everyone would still say Na'Vi is the favorite. But how do you say that? Like, I mean, you're playing for Na'Vi, obviously you can't say, no, we suck, we can't make it. But, like, your honest opinion on that?
I think we are the underdogs. I definitely think so.
I feel trolled. I don't know. No lie. Yeah, sure. I don't trust big people. I'm sorry. I
don't trust short people.
Oh, well. I guess that's sorted. You want to talk to them?
I'm here with Fly, Unlucky. What went wrong in that second game? It just seemed to get away from you.
Like Poppy said, the mid sort of gave it away. I feel like if we got the ganks off, maybe Storm wouldn't get so much, and we had the Lion with an early blink to, could kill the Storm solo all the time. But since they just destroyed our middle lane, we kind of fell apart from that part.
And I mean, were you happy with the picks that you were able to get for game 1 and 2? You were happy with your lineups?
There are probably some things we could have changed. I think game 1, the Tinker pick was a little so-so. Game 2, if we made the middle lane work, we could have won the game. But the Naked Storm is something we like to run a lot as well, and we know how powerful it is. So I think overall they had probably better drafts, but it wasn't too bad that we lost the game from the start.
Okay, so it just seemed to get away from you guys. It snowballed out of control. You couldn't catch up, right?
Yeah, exactly. They snowballed pretty hard.
And going into tomorrow, which team do you fancy to take the whole thing?
Na'Vi.
You think Na'Vi?
I think they'll win everything. Sorry? I think they'll win the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, there you go.
Thank you.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
He just, can I share that? Sure. You sure? Okay, of course I can. He just told me that because he doesn't know how it is to look up, he just told me how it is to look down. So basically, looking down on people makes him feel like he's better than them. So obviously, he's feeling great about himself. Well, thank you, Poppy.
First of all, the people that look up, they have strong muscles on their neck, and I know that for sure that I have not so good muscles on the neck. It's because I'm tall. I look always down. I never look up.
So we know your weak point now. Is that?
No, I think I'm atheist too, so I don't look up also. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, a lot of information to get from those players. I'm very glad about that. So thank you very much. And of course, good luck for tomorrow. We can't wait to watch the games. I'm pretty sure everyone out there can't wait either. Thanks for all the teams for participating. It's been a great day, in my opinion. A very long, great day.
It is a very long day, but there's been some superb games. Absolutely superb. Been very exciting. Yeah.
Definitely. And of course, also thanks for the community for all the participation in the chat and also on the website. It's been amazing to see how you liked it.
The pictures.
And,
oh my
pictures.
Goodness. The pictures. Keep
High
them coming.
class.
Yeah,
keep them coming. Up until tomorrow, you still have the chance of winning stuff right there. And of course, also big ups for our casters. Kawa, Toby won. Absolutely amazing job. Of course, you also. It has been nice, that one game you casted.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great fun. They look exhausted over there. So, yeah, I think they want to hit the sack.
No,
Toby's still
now.
dancing. There we go.
Right.
So is Kawa. Yeah, okay. They're fine. Let's go again. More games.
Yeah. Okay, he yelled for sparkling water, and at that call, we actually call it a day. So thanks a lot for joining us tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We're going to start with the first game of the day. So make sure to tune in, and we're going to see each other again tomorrow.